Kev, thanks very much. And we welcome you to Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And from the friendly confines, earlier today they honored Ryne Sandberg. It's Sunday Night Baseball, the Mets and the Cubs. Folks making their way in, getting the Ryne Sandberg statue. Francisco Lindor and the Mets have been red hot. Look at that jumbled National League wild card standings. I mean, you're talking 10 deep right there. Cubs and Mets right in the thick of it, and they go head-to-head here tonight. And welcome into the broadcast booth. John Sciambi, David Cone, Eduardo Perez. Buster Olney is going to join us coming up. All right, so this is a Mets team that in the month of June has played really well. The offense has a lot to do with it. They lead the majors in runs per game in the month of June. JD Martinez has made quite an impact on this offense.
He really has. Look, he was a late sign as well in spring training. And then all of a sudden he got a feel for it once he got to the big leagues with the team. And he said, okay, boys, let's start playing right. And May 30th was the day. It was a day that everybody thought that the Mets were actually going on a downhill spin. But it was JD Martinez, and you see the numbers there to the left, what he has done since that day. But he also got everybody to jump on his back and do the same. He has been learned how to be a leader on this team, and it comes with time, and he picked the right spot, and the guys are following.
All right, let's go pitching matchup. Severino for the Mets. Javier Assad has been quite a find for the Chicago Cubs, and Coney, a guy that throws that sinker and really manipulates it well.
He does. He's a pitch maker, right? Not a 98-mile-an-hour four-seam guy at the top of the zone. He really makes pitches, especially with men on base. When you look at the weekend, it's been a mixed bag. Shota Imanaga gave up 10 earned runs in his start. Jameson Taillon struck out 10 in his. So, yeah, we'll see what happens tonight with Javier Assad, but they have extreme confidence when this young kid's on the mound.
Assad's been quite a find. Young man out of Tijuana, Mexico. The Cubs, the Mets from Wrigley Field. Sunday Night Baseball from Chicago. And they are packed in the bleachers. Oh, Grimace setting the trend for the Mets.
Gemstone product I find very versatile, very affordable, very clean install to get the same finished look of a stone product. I think it's a fantastic product, and I don't see us going back to the traditional stone method anytime soon.
Gemstone is DIY friendly, goes from box to the wall in minutes, and can be used for any project inside or out. Like this fireplace, this entry, this chimney, or this complete home transformation.
Gemstone was really easy to cut. We're looking at doing the exterior of the house.
Text SAVE to 59583 to see more Gemstone projects.
It's lightweight and it's durable. It cuts so easy that even an old guy like me can do it. We can all do it. This is not a skilled tradesman job.
Text SAVE to 59583 to get your discount code and save up to 50% over real stone.
You were made to find inner peace. We were made to track flight prices to paradise.
From finding your peace to finding your pace. Relax and recharge around the world with Marriott Bonvoy.
The innovation you've been waiting for is here. Built on the 16X Cheez-It platform, it's the biggest breakthrough in crunch technology ever. Think big.
Hey Lexus, show alternate routes.
technology that's ready for the road ahead. The Lexus NX.
It's hard to put it into words. When I tried, life felt absurd. You left the roots that serve my soul. I tell myself not to lose control. I'll take it slow, but it's hard to do when you're a lion like me on a line like you. You got the hands that I wanna hold. You like the room to the house of my soul.
Earlier this week, we lost a giant in our game, Willie Mays, and you see Buck O'Neil said about him, he could beat you any way that's possible. So many reflect back on the passing of Willie Mays this past week at the age of 93. For Reggie Jackson, you used to think if the score was 5-0, you hit a 5-run homer. And then probably the greatest compliment from one of the best hitters ever, Ted Williams, if there was a guy born to play baseball, it was Willie Mays. Well, back in 2017, we had a chance to sit down with Willie before a Giants game on ESPN, and here's some of that interview that's never been seen.
He didn't want to be a catcher.
I didn't want to be a catcher. I didn't want to be a pitcher. Seemed like everything was too close. So he said, let's go all around the ballpark, and we're gonna try and figure out how you want to play. So when I got to center field, he says, that might be your position, Will. He called me Junior. Junior, that might be your position. So he let me play when I was about maybe 11 or 12 with him. And we was playing one day, and it seemed like every ball was in left center. And he says, I heard him say, it's yours. It's yours. And I said, I called time. I said, Dad, you got to quit, man, because I'm catching too many balls. You ain't doing nothing out here. I said, why don't you go in and manage me? And he did that.
So you retired your father.
I retired him, but he was a really, really good guy for me. We come to New York, and I was just nervous. I didn't get no hit. I think I went to bat maybe 12 times. I didn't get no hit. I said, this can't be. So I was crying in my locker. Herman Franks was Leo's third baseman at that time. He came down and said, what's the matter? He thought somebody, bothered me. I said, no, I don't think I can play up here. I think I need to go back to Minneapolis because it's just too, it's too quick up here. So now as I'm walking up and Monty says, Sponny is pitching tonight and he likes you. I said, I don't even know who Sponny is. I said, I hope he does. So he was a left-hander.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs, and Leo says, you're going to be my center fielder. Don't you ever worry about anything. You just catch the ball, we'll hit for you. Now, the game started, and Spahn was out there. He had that high kick leg. Yeah. So when I go to bat, and I looked out there, and I said, that's Spahn. I seen him on TV a couple of times. He threw me a changeup, and I looked at it, and he hollered out, can you swing? And I said, I ain't never heard of that before. And the guy says, I told you he likes you. He's trying to make sure you stay here. He threw me the same pitch. I hit it. I don't know if you ever been to the Polo Ground?
Well, I've seen pictures.
You see pictures of it, but there's a roof on a Polo Ground because it got that old L shape of thing. Yeah. I hit it over there. And it's, as I'm walking to first base, Spahn says, now you're going to stay here. That was the first hit that I got when I, got to the majors.
Your first hit was a home run against
Spahn. Was Spahn, yeah.
Willie Mays gone at the age of 93, one of the greatest players in the history of our game. Back here at Wrigley Field, John Sciambi, David Cone, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney as we get ready for Sunday Night Baseball. And let's check out the Mets lineup. Carlos Mendoza with Francisco Lindor at the top of the order. And this is a Mets team that is 5th in the National League in runs per game. It'll go Lindor, Nimmo, Martinez, Alonso, Alvarez, Stewart, Vientos, McNeil, and Bader. top 5 in this lineup have been red hot. And Javier Assad, David Cone on the mound.
You could see that 2.75 ERA we mentioned in the pregame. Third best in the National League, and the strikeout rate above average. Walk rate a little bit above average too, but this guy can pitch at home, as you see those numbers here in Wrigley, and he can pitch when on base.
So Assad at 26 years old, signed way back in 2015 by the Cubs out of Tijuana, Mexico. The first offering of the game. That is in for a strike. So underway from Wrigley, and here is Lindor, who's been hot last 28 games, hitting just a tick under 320. Assad finds the strike zone again, 0-2. With this hot stretch, Lindor has raised his average from 193 to 241. And that one in the dirt, stopped by Amaya. 73 degrees, room temperature perfect here at first pitch.
Yeah, it really is. Compared to yesterday, it was pretty warm. It's gone down 20 degrees because it rained really hard in the Chicago area.
Glorious night right here.
1-2.
That's the pitch.
Just missed. Yep.
That's the pitch that Javier Assad makes his money with. It's that 2-strike pitch. Throws it at the hip to the left-handed hitters. Backdoors it to the righties. Tries to catch him napping.
2-2. Tried to do it again, and that time he missed down low. And he's gone the distance on Lindor. It is 3-2. Francisco Lindor, year 4 with the New York Mets. Here's Assad. And Lindor able to foul it off. All right, so the numbers have really jumped since they put him in the leadoff spot. Taking quite a liking to it, but they're top 5 guys. Lindor, Nimmo, Martinez, Alonso, Alvarez have really been hot. 3-2, bounce to the right side where Horner collects, and there's one down. So Javier Assad able to get a ground out to begin, and with one away, it'll bring up Brandon Nimmo. And Nimmo's another guy that's been swinging a good bat.
One thing that Brandon Nimmo has loved to do is play on the road as well. If you look at it, only Gunnar Henderson and Juan Soto have a higher OPS on the road than the man at the plate.
It's not uncommon for teams in New York that have struggled at home to get a little relief when you get out of New York and go on the road.
Was that the case for you?
Yes, it was.
Assad missing again, although K-Zone had it as a strike. Alex Tosi, our plate umpire here tonight. He'll be wearing ump cam for us. 2 balls, no strikes. Is in there. So now 3-1.
Tell you what, I'm digging Assad's glasses. I got to find out where he gets those.
Probably Danny Graves.
I need a pair of those right there.
That's a pretty good call. 3-1 on the ground towards first, but foul as Bush got into foul territory to smother it.
So I ran into Danny Graves in Omaha this past week, and he's like, my phone was blowing up because you compared Javier Assad to me. I was like, yes, with your glasses, you guys could be siblings.
Assad waiting for Nimmo as he goes with the motor stick over there to the on-deck circle.
Doesn't it feel like Assad is one of those pitchers who can throw a strike anytime he wants?
100%. And that's the problem when you're a hitter, especially now with 2 strikes again. Will he try to throw it at the hip?
3-2. And that's pulled foul.
It's an interesting point, Buster, because of his mechanics. He's so linear to home plate. He's square in the way he starts, almost like a stretch position, but you watch his leg kick and the way he lands, everything is under control. Just picks it up, puts it down right in line.
On the ground, Bush has it over to first. Safe. Adam Hammery with the call over there. And we'll see if the Cubs are going to look at it. Craig Counsell saying please hold, and they're going to look. Yeah, it looked like he was out there.
Yes, Assad with a quick little jab step there. Might have been just in time. Yes.
It's great hustle down the line. Regular ground ball to first base. Not a lot of guys get down the line like that. They give in. They give up. He's going to be taking a left turn back to the dugout after this replay.
So ruled safe at first. As they go back to New York, Craig Counsell electing to challenge. Vic Carapazza is the crew chief. He's at third. Hammery, the first base umpire, had the call. And the crowd seeing the replays, getting excited.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Chicago retains the count.
And the crowd happy with the reversal. So with 2 away on a couple of ground outs, it'll bring up JD Martinez. No score, just getting started. Sunday Night Baseball here from Wrigley Field. The Mets and the Cubs. And here's another hot hitter. Last night, JD Martinez hitting .419 as he takes a strike from Assad. Martinez fouls one away. JD Martinez was signed March 23rd, so he was a late sign. He didn't debut until April 26th. Took him a little while to get it going, but he has impacted their clubhouse in terms of mindset and their offense in terms of stats. That one just missed.
Just experience, a fresh set of eyes coming into a clubhouse that sometimes when moves were made or injuries happened, they would put their head down. JD saw that and basically just nipped it in the bud immediately. And it all started on May 30th. Let's not forget, he did not really play with the team in April, signed late. So he needed to get a little bit accustomed to his teammates.
Trying that outside corner, couldn't hit it. And so from 0-2 to 3-2 as Assad going full on each of the first 3 hitters.
Yeah, Assad trying to find out just how much he can get off the edge with that swing back two-seamer. The thing about JD Martinez, when you look at the arc of his career, is that he's been a trailblazer. He's the first guy to have sort of the video cameras in batting practice, and evaluating batting practice swings, and people kind of laughed at him at first, and they're not laughing anymore. Everybody in the big leagues does that.
Drilled to center, well struck. Pete Crow Armstrong back near the wall, and he can't make the catch. It's off the wall. And Pete Crow Armstrong fires it in. It's a double for JD Martinez.
And the beauty of JD Martinez, it doesn't matter what the count is. He's always thinking middle the other way. If you hang something, he'll go and he'll pull it. But he will hit to the deepest part. You see that cutter right there, just staying up in the zone, stays balanced throughout. The head stays down, and the ball just continues to carry because of the back path. Pete Crow Armstrong, if this isn't Citi Field, most likely he makes that play.
Yeah, that ball was hammered almost 108 miles an hour and 408 feet away.
And now a dangerous hitter at the plate in Pete Alonso. And Assad pumps in a strike. We'll have Pete Alonso mic'd up for a 2-way interview coming up in the bottom of the 3rd. Alonso, who will be a free agent at the end of the year. The 0-1.
You guys saw Pete Crow Armstrong slow as he got to the warning track. Eduardo Coney, you guys know what's behind that ivy.
A lot of brick.
And the Cubs lost Cody Bellinger for a spell earlier this year as he crashed into the brick wall out in left center field with a rib fracture. Once again to the wall, not for the faint of heart here at Wrigley. 2-1. And that's a strike. Just got the edge. Assad having to use a lot of pitches here in the first. The next will be number 26.
This kid has always been able to make some pitches, and with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, opposing batters are 1 for 30 off of him this year.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Drilled to center. Pete Crow Armstrong back some more, and makes the catch. Alonso hit it on the nose, but the center fielder able to haul it in. Pete Crow Armstrong, an elite level defender. When we come back, the Cubs will come up to hit.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with Cricket, my bill is consistent, and I have unlimited data, so I can do what I love.
Unlimited data for unlimited cuteness. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Give me that ooey gooey, crispy, crunchy, mouth watering. Give me that beefy, meaty, grilly, dilly, pickle popping. Give me that burger, sauce and toss and Papa John's. Better get you some cheesy burger pizza at Papa John's.
When migraine strikes, you're faced with a choice. Ride it out with the trade-offs of treating, or push through the pain and symptoms. With Ubrelvy, there's another option. One dose works fast to eliminate migraine pain. Treat it anytime, anywhere, without worrying where you are or if it's too late. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness. Migraine pain relief starts with you. Ask about Ubrelvy. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces.
All right, let's go take a selfie.
MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
Back at Wrigley, and no score. The Cubs will come up to hit. And let's take a look at the lineup put together by their manager, Craig Counsell. It'll be Nico Hoerner atop the lineup, followed by Michael Busch, then Bellinger, Suzuki, Happ, Morel, Swanson, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Miguel Amaya, and a Cub team that is 10th out of 15 teams in the NL in runs per game. And one of the things to bear in mind is they do steal some bases, and they'll go up against Luis Severino.
Yeah, the veteran right-hander on the year, that 3.52 ERA, and 84 1/3 innings. That paces the Mets staff this year, both in innings pitched and in baseball reference WAR, 0.9. So Sevy's been a leader on their pitching staff, and much needed.
Signed a 1 year, $13 million, the former Yankee. Pitch in for a strike. Nico Hoerner at the plate, a guy who's been cold of late. Past 15 games at just 125 as he fouls that one back.
One thing that Nico Hoerner has been able to do his entire career is hit the fastball. Very good fastball hitter. Always ranks at the top of the hard hit rate against the number 1.
He doesn't swing and miss a lot. It certainly doesn't swing and miss in the zone a lot, and that kind of attests to your point, Eduardo. Here comes the 0-2. And that one outside. Alvarez liked it. Good try, he said, with the sweeper. For Severino, the strikeout rate has plummeted. Just 17.4% of the batters he faces, he strikes out. That's the lowest rate of his career.
Yeah, and some of the changes he made in the offseason were to pitch to contact. The 2-seam fastball he added, the cutter, trying to induce some weak contact along the way.
Line drive, softly hit, and a base hit into right field. Hoerner reaches out, just pokes it into right, and the leadoff man is aboard.
Sense of adjustment, right? Starts him off with 2-seamers, then throws him the spinner, and this one is the number 2, the curveball, and he slows down the bat, and we already can measure bat speed as well. This is where it benefits you. Slow it down, put the ball in play, something good could happen.
So man aboard, and the batter will be Michael Busch. No score. Broken bat, one hop. And that one collected by McNeil. Throw to first, not in time.
Okay, so this is really interesting here because I thought Jeff McNeil was going to throw the ball to Pete Alonso and then get the runner, Nico Horner, in a rundown. Watch right here on contact. He goes to his left. Nico Horner could not read it off the bat. If he throws that ball to first, you get the out at first, and then you get Nico Horner in the rundown, and you get 2. This way, there was no chance of getting 2.
You can almost see McNeil second-guess himself out loud when he made that decision.
Bellinger swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
I tell you, in all the years that I've seen second baseman play, Roberto Alomar had the best instincts at second base.
By far.
Mets this year have not been great defensively. Outs above average, they rank 23rd. You can see McNeil, I think, talking to Alonso there. Maybe the better play was to first and then do Eduardo, as you said. Bellinger fouls it back. Mentioned the Mets 23rd in outs above average, 28th in defensive runs saved out of 30 teams, and only 2 teams have made more errors. So, you know, for the Mets, Jeremy Hefner, their pitching coach, wants more strikeouts, wants the ball to be in play less. This is not a particularly strong defensive team. Bellinger takes low.
But it is interesting when you think about, you have Lindor at short and one of the great center fielders of his generation, Harrison Bader, playing center field.
Bellinger swings and misses and struck him out. And Severino gets a much needed strikeout to a win.
Well, just perfectly located. I mean, you talk about back leg sliders. Pitchers dream about it. Executing it is another thing, because if you leave it on the plate, it's right in the happy zone to be driven. But if you throw it like that, you can get a strikeout.
There's Seiya Suzuki now, the designated hitter. First offering missing inside.
Just inside.
Had a nice conversation with Seiya today. Pretty good. My Japanese is not as bad as I thought it was.
Because you've been hanging out with Ohtani.
That's true.
Fouled away there. Suzuki in year 3 with the Cubs. They need him to stay on the field. Last 2 months last year, he was one of the best hitters in all of baseball. He raked in spring training, got off to a great start, and then 2 weeks into the season injured his oblique. He injured it running, and since coming back hasn't been quite the same, but in a better stretch lately. Good pitch for a strike, and now it's 1-2.
Running?
Running.
That's where, see, if he would have a little bit more body fat, you could insulate
Whitey
a little
Herzog.
bit better, right?
Steak and a beer, Whitey Herzog.
Bush at first. There he goes. And the pitch is in there for called strike 3. And that ends the inning. Suzuki is gone. Severino with a pair of strikeouts. End of 1, no score.
If you have ugly yellow toe fungus, let me tell you about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. It's called Crystal Flush. It works from the inside and the outside. I mean, he tried everything. Nothing helped. His toes were nasty. Crystal Flush is the only thing that's worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. And you can try it risk-free. You have nothing to lose. Go check it out now. Go to crystalflush.com.
We've always loved taking care of our home, but last year, Grandpa here broke his arm. We realized some home maintenance jobs aren't worth the risk.
That's when we call Leaf Filter to protect our gutters.
Leaf Filter's patented filter technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good.
They gave us a free inspection, and we had the system installed that week.
My only regret is not calling them sooner.
Now we can focus on what we really enjoy.
Join millions of satisfied homeowners. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
Hey, I'll give you $574 if you switch.
For an ice cream? Okay.
So what about $574 for switching your home insurance to Allstate?
Tempting, but that's way too much of a hassle.
Actually, it's not. Allstate can handle the switching for you. Just call them.
But it's easy and I could save?
And you get Allstate.
Like a cherry on top.
Oh, you brought your own.
Check Allstate first and you could save hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
ESPN Plus. It's the spot for the NCAA, MLB, UFC, 30 for 30s, all your favorite teams on any screen. Anywhere you need, ESPN Plus. It's in the ESPN app.
Sunday Night Baseball at ESPN is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket. And FX's The Bear, the Emmy award-winning hit series, returns. All episodes streaming June 27th only on Hulu. Yeah, filmed right here in Chicago. What an amazing day for Ryne Stanberg. And you see Hall of Famers Fergie Jenkins, Billy Williams, and there is the statue that was unveiled. And oh man, did the fans just eat it up. Absolutely loved it. Cool day for the Cubs franchise. And for Craig Counsell, one of the things that he did was he had his entire team come out to watch the ceremony. I think in two parts, to get players connected to the history of this organization. It's a pitch in for a strike. But the other thing that Craig Counsell told me was the reason was he wanted these players to understand how important, and there's the team up on that balcony up there. But he wanted the team to understand how important this was to the fans, showing them how the fans reacted to this entire thing.
It's an excellent point, and that's having feel right there. But to be able to have the team and understand the history also as well of what Rhino meant to this organization.
Ryne Stanberg, Hall of Famer, MVP in 1984, and today marks the 40th anniversary. Around these parts, they call it the Sandberg game. 5 for 6, 2 homers, both of them off of Bruce Sutter. That one sliced down into right center field. That'll touch down for a hit. Pete Crow Armstrong will pick it up. And Alvarez dives into second, and he's got a double. And guys, in the early going, Assad has not been a mystery. Exit velocities in triple digits, almost every hitter.
Yeah, every hitter pretty much. Francisco Lindor was 92 off the bat. Everybody else over 100. And Francisco Alvarez pumping those arms to get to second base. I mean, he was thinking two the entire time, Coney.
Maximum effort. Look at the bench going right there. That's why he's so beloved. Just his smile, $1 million smile, and a great player. Great young player for the Mets.
He's 22 years old. DJ Stewart fouls one back. Stewart getting the start in right field. Starling Marte had to leave the game yesterday with a knee issue. He's going to get an MRI tomorrow, but he's out of the lineup. So Stewart starts in right, former first-round pick of the Orioles in 2015. There's a strike. This guy's got some pop, though. Last year, 11 homers in 160 at-bats. Beautiful night from Wrigley Field. The Cubs and the Mets. Man at second. And fellas, this is where Javier Assad has thrived. This year with runners in scoring position, 123 with 2 extra base hits. In the air, softly hit, left center field. Pete Crow Armstrong coming on. He'll play it on a bounce. Throw to third. Tag! Out at third. What a play by the center fielder. Pete Crow Armstrong firing a strike and cuts down Francisco Alvarez.
Yeah, Francisco Alvarez did not get a read on where Pete Crow Armstrong was in center field, and you have to respect the defense and the speed. But watch Pete Crow Armstrong right here not hesitate whatsoever when he gets this ball on the bounce and immediately throws a strike over to Christopher Morel at third base. Beautifully done, not hesitating whatsoever.
Yeah, by rate, Pete Crow Armstrong, or PCA as they call him, is one of the better defenders, maybe the top defender in the game. As we take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud, 5 outs above average, 13th among MLB outfielders. But remember, he's played around half their games. He runs at an elite level. He's got an excellent arm. And by StatCast, he's actually the 2nd fastest guy in the big leagues. He can fly.
That was a perfect throw.
Ball.
And Assad, K-Zone had it as a strike. Vientos takes it. It's 2-1. We got our hands on a peanut. Ground ball up the middle. It almost hits a bird. Flip to second. On the first, double play.
I love what you did there.
Seagulls and no problem.
I love how you did the bird, and I love how you said you flip it over to second. Beautifully done, Boog.
I mean, goals on the field. Look out, everybody. Assad gets a piece, so it goes 1-4, 6-3 end of the inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer tells you the Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
It takes fire and iron to sizzle the perfect strip. Or does it? Hormel Black Label Microwave Ready Bacon. Live for it.
Looking for the perfect grill? Find yours at Ace, where the perfect grill comes with free assembly and delivery. Find a Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, or Blackstone, and get the one that's right for you. Only at your local Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hey, you seeing this?
Wait, where's the dish?
There ain't one.
You're telling me you can get DirecTV, the good stuff, and you don't need a satellite dish? Oh, I used to love doing my business on those things.
You're one sick pigeon. Them dishes kept the rain off our beaks.
We just have different priorities is all.
Satellite-free DirecTV. Never thought I'd see the day.
Well, our lifespans are quite short.
Stream DirecTV without a satellite dish.
I'm gonna do this thing with my neck just for a bit.
When you get all-you-can-eat boneless wings and fries at Buffalo Wild Wings, you create an infinite loop of boneless wings and fries with no beginning, no end. Just boneless wings and fries forever and ever until they are you and you are them. All-you-can-eat boneless wings for $19.99 on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Back here at Wrigley, Cubs and the Mets. And a reminder, stream every out-of-market MLB game now available at a new low price starting at $119.99. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. You can see birds, you can see double plays. See it all. See Nico Hoerner. First offering in for a strike to Ian Happ. Is starting to swing a better bat of late. One.
It's really the story for the Cubs, right? I mean, to get better production out of their good players.
No question.
Up the middle, shortstop, second base are very capable of a lot more.
Check swing. Did he go? Appeal to third? Yes, he did. That's Vic Carapazza down there.
Well, you cannot execute a better four-seam fastball from a right-handed pitcher to a lefty. And when you throw it 97 up and in, you'll get a sword every now and then. That's exactly what he got.
Sword. Here's Christopher Morel now. This one popped in the air. Alonso giving chase, slowing down, and makes the catch into foul territory. And Burrell retired, and quickly they're 2 away. When you look at this Cubs team and you think about Swanson, Corner, Happ, Bellinger, Suzuki, their leading position player in terms of wins above replacement, F-WAR, is actually Michael Busch. So, I mean, in terms of a rookie, I don't think that was what they anticipated, that he would be their top player.
No, that was definitely not the plan. And what they do have is really good fastball hitting guys on the team, if you look at it. Now, Happ has been fantastic with the fastball in the zone. Breaking pitch he struggled with this year mightily. Same thing can be said with Dansby Swanson. Very good with the fastball. This year with the breaking pitch has not been able to capitalize on it.
Good swing right there. Umpire's okay.
I'm good. Whenever you're ready.
I guess you could say they're due for a positive regression to the mean, right? We tend to talk about regression to the mean as guys that are overachieving, falling back to earth, but it works the other way too.
So a little delay. Alex Tosi behind the plate, okay. And 0-1. Can I for a second? Can I give you umpire nugget? You ready?
Let's do it.
Alex Tosi, plate umpire. Dual citizenship, USA and Canada. He was a Division III player at Illinois Wesleyan. He pitched on the 2010 D3 National Championship team.
Did he really?
Yeah. So there you go. Umpire nuggets. Tell your friends.
You can tell a lot about an umpire, whether in their amateur career, and they all played, whether he was a pitcher or not. The strike zone really is defined on your amateur career.
Well, I think that it's one of the aspects that bears talking about. The umpires, right? This group, Tosi, Hammery, Walsh, Carapazza, they love baseball just like the players do. This is how they got involved in the game. 3-1. Drilled to center. That's pretty well struck. Bader going back, slowing down, and makes a two-handed catch. It's a 10-pitch inning for Luis Severino.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling than Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
Tonight, in your spacious La Quinta suite, your eyes could use a break after a long day of seeing, things. But hey, free waffles always make you forget. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine.
Your heart knows what it wants. So do your taste buds. Fall in love with new Haagen-Dazs Chocolate Cookie Crumble Bar. That's Dazs.
Leo. Jake from State Farm.
You did it, buddy.
My personal price plan?
Yeah, your price. It's amazing.
Well, you're the one that suggested bundling home and auto, you bundling bundler.
Hey, who's all about getting themselves an affordable price?
I called our agent.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan.
It's true.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
First, we did the impossible. Then you ate so many of the impossible that we completely ran out. And now, they're back! The footlong cookie is back at Subway.
Buy iPhone 12 with super fast 5G and a dual camera system. Then get real unlimited data on the Silver Unlimited plan for just $20 a month for a whole year. That's $300 in savings. Less dollars, more cents. Now with Straight Talk.
So much anticipation for this championship fight.
He knocks people into other dimensions. Gary Prohaska.
This man is dangerous.
Boom! A fantastic night of mixed martial arts.
Back here in Wrigley Field with Cubs manager Craig Counsell, Pete Crow Armstrong with remarkable play. Top of the second inning. Sort of take us through what was going through your mind as he was doing that.
Well, I think you're thinking, is he going to catch the ball? He catches a lot of balls out there, but then he put himself in a position to throw, which was important. He made a perfect throw right on the base and changed the inning.
Boog was telling us that the Cubs players really respond to him, like his energy level.
Yeah, no question. I think anytime you get like a brilliant defender and a guy on the bases that's been as good as he's been on the bases, you know, it's fun to watch him. He hit a triple yesterday and came close to an inside the park home run. He's been incredible stealing bases, hasn't been caught yet. So he's a fun guy to get on base and watch him do his thing.
Greg, thanks. Boog, back to you.
All right, Buster, thanks. Speaking of center fielders, we were meeting with the manager of the Cubs, Craig Counsell, pregame and talking about a number of topics, including Willie Mays. And we asked Craig if he had ever met Willie Mays. He said, yeah, he got a chance out in spring training. And of course, Willie Mays, one of the best defensive center fielders of all time. But he shared an amusing anecdote that actually involved his wife. He said, look, I met Willie Mays in spring training, but he said, actually, the one story I could pass along in a spring training game, and you guys have been to the Scottsdale Stadium in San Francisco. That's ripped to right, but Bellinger is there. I mean, the parking lot is tiny. And Craig's wife, Michelle, parked in Willie Mays' spot. And so she parked in his spot. She thought, I struck gold here with this parking spot right by home plate. She left, and as she came back, when she was alerted she needed to move her car, Willie Mays was there waiting for her. And Michelle, who was 8 months pregnant with their first son, Brady, who's now playing baseball, just transferred to the University of Kansas. But as she started walking towards him, Willie had a big smile on his face and said, oh, now I see why you parked in this spot. You know, nice pregnant lady. And she was allowed, by the way, to park in the fire lane. So I don't know whether they can retroactively give her a ticket. Hopefully not, Michelle. One fouled back.
Love it.
Classic story.
I mean, you guys have been, I mean, you get a good spot at Scottsdale Stadium. You're taking it.
Every spring training site everywhere has a story like that.
On the ground, fair ball down the line, past the diving Morel. Happ over to pick it up. Bader to second, and he's got a double.
Again, they continue to get to 2 strikes, and Assad cannot put him away. 4th hit already for the Mets with 2 strikes. Stays down the line, keeps the bat through the zone, goes down and gets it. Christopher Morel playing off the line, could not.
So Bader with the double. He's got a dozen of them. Top of the 3rd, no score. Bottom of this inning, and we will check in with Pete Alonso for a two-way interview. Top of the order now, and Francisco Lindor. All right, Coney, I was talking to you about this off the air. For Assad, not just this year, but in his career, Assad has given up an average of 137 with runners in scoring position. And I asked you, is that actually a repeatable skill?
This is where the rubber meets the road, right? We're going to get into the sabermetrics and defining clutch. Is there such a thing as clutch? And really, I mean, it's still a young career, but there is something to be said for somebody who can make a pitch with runners on base, especially when you can move the ball like he can and thread the inside corner on lefties.
Off play on, and Swanson a little late.
Tell you what he has done though with Bader at second base, he's changed his looks and his timing when he comes set. Ends up, and it tells you how he can slow the game down and slow the runners down as well.
There's always a human element. There's always the heartbeat. He gets a lot of called 3rd strikes too on that inside corner to lefties, and that's thread the needle like that. And if he's not getting the call, that's going to impact his night right there. That particular pitch.
K-Zone liked it.
He hasn't really gotten a call in there yet tonight.
A giant block of cheese. K-Zone 3D just got a piece of the cheese. Swing and a miss. And Lindor coming up empty, 2-2.
And Coney, to your point, when you talk to other members of the Cubs, one of the things they always say about Assad is this guy is tough. You put a runner in scoring position, it's like he just goes next level in terms of how determined he is on the mound.
Bounced foul. Assad is a guy who has really been a non-prospect for them. He was signed in 2015, I mentioned, for $150,000 out of Tijuana, Mexico. And the rules then, they've since changed, but he was signed for $150,000. He only got $37,500 because 3/4 of it went to the team.
Yep.
Fouled off the plate. Lindor staying alive. Assad made their rotation in spring training when Jameson Taillon injured his back, and they knew he was going to start the year on the IL. And you look at the arsenal, he'll throw a little bit of everything up there.
Again, he gets most of his strikeouts looking. He's only had one swing and miss in this game.
Ball.
He's tried hard on that front hip two-seamer against the lefties and just hasn't gotten it.
If you've been a Cubs fan for a long time, you probably remember Greg Maddux in a Cubs uniform throwing that pitch. Took him all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Fourth full count of the night for Assad. 3-2. And that's well struck. Left field. Happ going back, turning and looking, and it's gone. And Lindor will touch them all. And the Mets have a 2-0 lead for Francisco Lindor. That's his 13th of the year.
Tried to backdoor the cutter, and Francisco Lindor was actually waiting for that pitch to come through, and it did. And one thing that Francisco has done really well this year is go the other way in the air. Sees it, allows it to get deep. Watch that head. It does not move at all. Balance throughout. Power coming from the backside. In a day like today where the breeze is blowing mildly in, keeps it down.
One of the problems when you're throwing backdoor cutters to left-handed hitters is that it chases to the barrel if you don't thread the needle on the outside corner. It's exactly what that one did. Ran right to the barrel, and that guy right there squared it up.
So that's the spot for left-handed hitters in this park. You have some power the opposite way. Left center field in the bleachers is a good chance for you.
And the inability of Assad to be able to pretty much shut down hitters when they have 2 strikes and get that swing and miss is being noticed now. Hard hit balls with 2 strikes. All the hits that he's given up in this game have been with 2 strikes.
The 1-2. And the other thing that Craig Counsell talked about, and again, Assad hasn't been able to take advantage, but I like the phrase that he used, and I think it's spot on across baseball. It talked about the race to 2 strikes. That's drilled. That's well struck left field. That's on its way. Gone. And Nimmo will touch them all. Back-to-back homers. Lindor and Nimmo. And it's 3-0. And there's that spot in the bleachers out in left field.
You watch the replay and look at Brandon Nimmo on this. As soon as he makes contact, he hits it. He knows that he takes a couple steps, but Assad knew it. And I think he's not only battling himself right here, but he's also wondering if he's going to get more corner calls or not. Where do I go from here? Hasn't been getting them all evening, and now he's forced to come in the zone a little bit more, and that's the Mets are making him pay.
It's a great point. He's gotten chased off of his best pitch. Hasn't been able to get the call, hasn't been able to negotiate the control on it. So that put him out over the plate and back to back, belly to belly.
So 3-0 Mets. Yeah, this Met offense that's been the best in baseball, at least in terms of runs per game in the month of June, off to a fast start. JD Martinez with a double his first time up, hit it 107.8 miles an hour and hit it to one of the deeper parts of the park. In fact, our own Sarah Langs, the great Sarah Langs, telling us that that double would have been a homer in 20 of 30 ballparks, including Citi Field.
Really?
Bounce to the left side. Morel in between Hopfields and fires out Martinez 2 away.
That's a nice play right there. A tough play at that.
Yeah, Christopher Morel has had a very tough time at third base. It's one of the choices that Craig Counsell has made with the numbers Morel put up offensively last year. They plugged him into third base, and he's had a tough time. He's made 8 errors, minus 10 outs above average. He's been among the worst defenders at any position in baseball this year. But he has learned, he has improved. On a strike to Alonso.
There's so many metrics now to look at defense.
Yeah.
But outs above average does look at every play. Edges you in, right, left.
Nice play right there. Morel gets up and throws him out. Well, there he is over there. A couple of nice defensive plays at third for Christopher Morel. The Mets get homers from Lindor and Nimmo back-to-back. They lead it 3-0. And when we come back, we'll talk to Pete Alonso.
From finding your peace to finding your pace. Relax and recharge around the world with Marriott Bonvoy.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm not only losing my sight, but my time to enjoy it. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, so I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause an eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. Severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye can occur. Most common eye side effects were cataract and broken blood vessels.
Open up your world with Vabysmo.
Also approved for diabetic macular edema and RVO. Ask your doctor.
Bounce back fast from heartburn with new Tums Gummy Bites and love food back.
Give me that ooey gooey, crispy, crunchy, mouth watering. Give me that beefy, meaty, grilly, dilly, pickle poppin'. Give me that burger sauce and toss and Papa John's. Better get you some cheesy burger pizza at Papa John's.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Back here at Wrigley Field, the Mets have jumped out to a 3-0 lead. And thanks to Pete Alonso for wearing the mic and the earpiece. He joins us now. How are you, sir?
Great. How you guys doing?
Very well. You've hit 2 balls over 100 miles an hour, and so far, you don't have anything to show for it. But you got to feel good about the process, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it feels good to take good swings and end the at-bat when it should end and hit it hard as a result. Sometimes you can't control the defense making a good play.
Yeah, it was a really nice play by Morel. Let me ask you, what's been the difference for the Mets in the month of June after a tough May?
I mean, I think it starts with taking care of the baseball. I mean, our pitching staff has done an outstanding job throwing the rock. I mean, our starters are giving us really quality outings, and bullpen's been nails, and offense, I mean, we have a lot of guys that are starting to come around, and I mean, we've been tearing the cover off the ball as of late.
Pete, you've been working so hard on your defense, and the metrics have really shown up. Today, you had a smaller glove during infield practice. Could you tell us a little bit about that and how that helps?
Absolutely. Aim small, miss small, baby.
You see more and more guys going to that small glove just in practice. Severino, and a swing and a miss, and a strikeout. Let's talk offense for a second. Not just with what he's produced, but what type of impact has JD Martinez had on this team?
I mean, he's the best way I can describe him, he's a hitting savant. I mean, he knows his swing. He knows how to attack pitchers. He knows how to game plan. And he's had some really good thoughts that have helped a lot of guys out.
One down, and Miguel Amaya. What's Wrigley Field like for you? I mean, you got a really short stroll back to the dugout. That's got to be nice. But what's the atmosphere like playing in this park?
I mean, it's super fun. I mean, just like Dodger Stadium and Fenway, like going to these historic parks, it's just really, really special. And as a young kid, loving the game of baseball, I just wish that more of these parks were around. I know, like for us, like I know Shea meant a lot to the Mets, and I wish that I was able to go to Shea because it's a historic yard, and it's super fun going to those historic places where the past meets the present.
All right, fan question, hashtag Ask Sunday Night Baseball. Would you rather go on a walk with Frank the Tank or Grimace?
Probably Grimace. I mean, Grimace has got us hot. So, I mean, if we can keep Grimace around and keep playing good ball, good things are going to happen.
Did you know when Grimace was throwing the first pitch? Could you feel the magic already, or is it something that it took a little while?
I mean, it takes time for certain things to unfold, and I mean, those 7 games didn't happen all at once. I mean, winning 7 in a row was super nice, and we've played really well on the road so far, and it's been nice playing well, that's for sure.
What do you got on the song OMG?
Oh, it's the next Latino pop hit. Candelita is a musical sensation. Everyone should go listen to it.
Candelita being Jose Iglesias.
Yes.
And when do you guys play the song?
After every win. It's our win song, and then the stadium plays it after every homer.
So, do you know the lyrics?
My singing voice really isn't that good, so I'm gonna have to pass.
He tried to bait you into that, Pete. That is really well done by you.
Thank
on his
you.
toes. 2-2.
Just a friendly Seminole trying to get a Gator.
That's fine.
Speaking of the Gators, Jack Caglione, what do you know about him? Because last year you did not miss on Langford.
Yeah, I mean, so Jack, I mean, I think that from what he can provide, I mean, it's both on the mound on defense and obviously at the dish, it's game-changing. I think he should be the #1 overall. He's just ridiculously talented.
All right, Pete, we'll let you get back to the dugout. Thanks for joining us.
Thank y'all. Have a good one. Appreciate you.
Pete Alonso of the Mets joining us on Sunday Night Baseball. The Mets lead 3-0.
Do you need more space? You need a General Steel building system. Text JET to 59583 to start designing your customized space. That's JET to 59583 for same-day pricing on your personalized steel building system. Text JET to 59583 before prices go up.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. With our groundbreaking ELEMAX technology, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. At X-Chair, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. I recommend Carpe. It's a game changer.
Carpe is up to 3 times stronger than a regular strength antiperspirant.
Try it today at mycarpe.com with limited time free shipping.
They say you can't reinvent the wheel. But they say a lot of things. In 1953, they said our whiskey recipe tasted perfectly fine. So we burned it and made it better. Maker's Mark. Make your mark.
Electric for short trips, gas for long.
Quite the paradox.
It really is both. The Lexus RX plug-in hybrid.
Let your voice be heard with the 2024 MLB All-Star Ballot presented by BuildSubmarines.com.
Boy, that was hit a ton.
That's right. You get to decide who represents your team at the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard this summer in Arlington.
Oh, what a shot.
He has a feel for the moment, doesn't he? And he makes the play.
So make your picks today at MLB.com/vote.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One, is brought to you by ILEA HD. Back here at the friendly confines next week on Sunday Night Baseball. It'll be Corey Seager and the Rangers, Gunnar Henderson and the Orioles, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Coverage begins at 6 with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. What do you guys make of the Rangers? Are they going to get things going back on track? It is, but excellent. Ripped down the left side, but curls foul off the bat of Alvarez.
A little bit of a lift from Max Scherzer. His first start back. So, yeah, I mean, he's that kind of guy. Scherzer's the kind of guy that can kind of lift the whole clubhouse, especially the pitching staff. His intensity is infectious.
Hey, guys, I remember the opening day talking to Bruce Bochy, the Rangers manager, and saying to him, look, it feels like you guys got to play a little rope-a-dope in the first half of the season until you get some of these starting pitchers back. He was nodding the whole time.
Assad misses all the way to the backstop, 1-2.
Marlin man almost made that play. How about that? About time he makes a play.
Here's a 1-2. And that one the other way. Oh, and a short hop flag down by Bush. And he steals a hit from Alvarez. Man, there have been some lasers off the backs of the Mets tonight, and they all haven't resulted in hits. Alonso's found it out, and Alvarez just did.
Oh, man, those are the tough ones, too, when you're playing first. And a righty hits a shot like that. Got to get ready, especially with the spin.
12 of the 14 balls in play for the Mets have been 90 miles an hour apart. That was at 102.
Yeah. See Assad getting frustrated on the mound with the strike zone. Just hasn't been able to get a sinker called on either side of the plate.
Swing and a miss, and a count even. DJ Stewart. The Mets have won 9 of 12, 12 out of 16. And trying to take a series for Craig Counsell's team here in Chicago. Both these teams right in the thick of the wild card race. Really, at this point in the National League, who's not?
It's probably going to be one of the biggest determining factors at the trade deadline as well. Is what are we? Have we identified ourselves? Are we sellers? Are we in this? I think the Mets universally feel like they're still in it. Guys like Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor and the leadership they have, they feel like they can get back in it.
The 3-1. That's foul back. I'll be interested to see what the Mets do with David Stearns at the helm, a guy Craig Counsell is very familiar with, worked for him in Milwaukee. But David Stearns, Carlos Mendoza, David Stearns super sharp, and you know he's going to take not just a 2024 view, but a long-term view. That one curling foul. I mean, Alonso's a free agent at the end of the year. So what's the bar? What's the marker? And obviously their owner, Steve Cohen's going to participate in that as well. But they have a chance to win a series, 2 series. What do they want to do?
It seems like in today's game, pitchers are ahead of the curve. Pitch design, analytics, high-speed cameras. It's harder to find a good position player than it is, say, bullpen help or a good pitcher nowadays.
Assad ready, 3-2. And that one popped in the air. Horner drifting out. And Pico Armstrong calls off Swanson and Horner. And that's out number 2.
I wear a few different hats as CFO. You know, sometimes it's referred to as Chief Fixing Officer.
Whatever hat CFOs like Imran need to wear, Sage has tools and insights to help them knock it out of the park. Sage, helping business flow.
2 down, bases empty. Assad trying to get him 1-2-3 for the first time tonight as he misses with that sinker to Vientos.
I think Vientos has been one of the players that's really capitalized from having J.D. Martinez as a teammate.
In the air, left field, Happ drifting back and makes the catch. as he wanders onto the track. Javier Assad gets a 1-2-3 for the first time tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Oh, hi! With the Disney Bundle, there's something for everyone.
It would be really fun to explore genres.
Like adventure.
We're gonna save the world.
Hold on tight.
Documentary!
Lost your sweater time. And sports. The victory train just keeps on rolling.
Let's go! There's so much to discover.
Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus.
It's a luxury experience.
There's something for the whole family.
The world is ours.
With the Disney Bundle.
Sorry, party's canceled. Waiting on the cable internet guy.
First, I had cable, but those cords weren't me.
So he switched to T-Mobile home internet with 5G.
What a feeling!
I have Wi-Fi now. I need home internet from T-Mobile to fulfill my life.
Get home internet from T-Mobile now, just $50 a month.
There's destiny about Horizon. There was a promise in America. If you're strong enough, if you're tough enough, you can make what's out there yours.
You ready, son?
I think so, Daddy. Somebody has to do something!
People are unstoppable. I think Horizon is all about that.
Horizon, an American saga. Only in theaters Friday. Rated R.
Back here in Wrigley Field, Mets manager Carlos Mendoza. Francisco Lindor with a home run. What has changed in him, in your eyes, since you moved into the leadoff spot?
Yeah, his ability to control the strike zone, working at bats, and then when he's getting pitches in the zone, he's not missing them, and he's impacting the baseball to all fields. We saw it right there going the opposite way, making adjustments. So he's a great player. So, you know, I'm not surprised by it.
You knew Luis Severino in your time with the Yankees. He signs with you guys this year. What's different in his approach from the time with the Yankees to what you've seen this year?
Yeah, he's a more mature player. You know, he went through a lot the past couple of years, whether it was injuries and things like that. And he's made, credit to him, he's made a lot of adjustment with his preparation in between outings, how much he's investing in himself, in the weight room, training room. So credit to him, to a lot of people that are helping him.
Carlos, thanks. Boog, back to you.
All right, Buster, thanks very much. Gorgeous play by Francisco Lindor. Look at this.
Just, he slips right here and then is able to still have enough arm strength to get the runner out at first. That's a beautifully done play.
What a recovery.
He's second in the majors and outs above average at shortstop, Francisco Lindor. And continues to play brilliant defense. The 1-0 to Bellinger.
And one of the big differences with Francisco Lindor now compared to Francisco Lindor before was his start, his jump. He's always had that. He's always had a great arm to be able to get the run, to be able to get Michael Busch out at first. But as soon as that pitch comes in, Francisco Lindor used to be flat-footed at short. And now he's got that little skip, that little tennis player skip that a lot of infielders have. He's got into that. He's got him adjusted to it. And it plays for him. It's been one of the adjustments. Players continue to get better, and it started with Joey Cora last year when he was their infield coach. Now he's with the Detroit Tigers, but Francisco continues to get better.
Severino not able to hit the outside corner. Severino has been razor sharp. He allowed a single to Horner to lead off the game, and he's gotten 10 in a row since then. Ground ball, fair ball, that kicks off of Alonso, and Bellinger is safe. And guys, one of the other things we've seen with Severino, the ball is on the ground a ton. That'll be a base hit. Highest ground ball rate of his career.
Well, that's a good combination. As you see, this is right over the bag as Pete tries to make a dive for it off the heel of the glove. And at that point, there's no chance.
I'll tell you what he did stop, though. Bellinger from getting the second.
And now it's Seiya Suzuki who struck out looking his first time. Mets lead 3-0. Pitch in for a strike.
Combination of 2-seam, 4-seam from Severino has been spot on tonight. Sets up everything else.
Sutler's been a good pitch for him this year. Coming into this season, he had thrown 62 career sinkers. He's thrown over 300 of them this year. It's his second most frequently used pitch.
Yes, and it's got teeth when it runs in on a right-handed batter.
A 1-1.
Give him credit for in the offseason, even before he signed with the Mets, he went out to Driveline and he wanted to know what was going to work for him. He's always been stubborn on the mound, but he finally showed a lot of maturity and said, help me. And they helped.
On the ground, that's to short. Lindor to McNeil for one. On to first, not in time. Yeah, there's 2 away with a man at first. Eddie, you go back to last year with the Yankees, and Severino in 89 1/3 innings gave up 23 homers and at a 6.65 ERA. One of the things that's changed, health. He had an issue with his left knee. That landing knee was certainly problematic for him. So he's healthy, and he's added that 2-seamer.
And tipping. He was tipping his pitches with the Yankees. They were all over it. That got in his head in a major way, and he wasn't making those pitches with conviction because he was trying to locate and he was trying to hide what he was doing, where I really don't think he knew what he was doing. And I think that played into it, Tony.
It was something different other than tipping. He actually telegraphed where he'd slow his whole body down on some changeups.
And it's interesting, guys, he really used the presence of Carlos Beltran and dealing with that in spring training. He told me that he gets feedback from Beltran, and he also gets a lot of feedback from Francisco Alvarez. They look for that tipping, that tendency.
What a pick.
Wow. Alonso did great work to dig that out on a throw from Alvarez.
This is awesome right here from Pete.
That is a brilliant pick on a tough hop. Bellinger might have ended up, or I should say Suzuki might have ended up on third. As Happ swings and misses. One of the things that Mets catchers have done, not every time, not all the time, but the Tampa Bay Rays, a team kind of ahead of the curve in most things, but for the most part, the Mets have their catcher set up just kind of down the middle. And that one in there got him looking. And Happ is gone on strikes.
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
It was 1995, and something was brewing at Coors Field.
What a bright sight. Do you see this? This is history. A player this good only comes around once in a blue moon.
Blue Moon was born in a ballpark, brewed by the spirit of baseball.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will become the undisputed leader of a ginormous pack of dogs. Rescue dogs, to be exact. A second act made possible by the career reskilling courses Lisa's already taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does, so she can finally run with the big dogs and the small dogs who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
La lune est libre, je crois, qui rayonne au-dessus. Rayonne au-dessus des toits. La lune est libre. Y a plus de compte.
Hotels.com app to find your perfect somewhere.
A baseball legend, an American icon. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, was a true giant of his time. Making impossible catches, speeding around the bases, launching home runs. Willie's showmanship and style were undeniable. As baseball endures, so do Willie's values of consistency, dedication, and courage. With an indelible mark on our hearts, he leaves us with a lasting reminder to work hard and find joy in this great game and this extraordinary life. Say hey, Willie Mays, the best there ever was.
You know, the Giants were actually here at Wrigley Field on Tuesday when it was announced that Willie Mays had passed, and this one laced out towards right center field. Pete Crow Armstrong makes a sliding catch. The type of catch Willie Mays would be proud of. Brilliant center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong.
He covered some ground on that one. I mean, it is a quick first step, and then the ability to have that speed. You see it on the top part of your screen. He just goes and gets it. No hesitation, great angle to the baseball, and then always a little style at the end.
Yeah.
There's Harrison Bader down. Center fielder. He takes a strike, but in the middle of the game, they announced that Willie had passed. They put it up on the scoreboard, and they asked for a moment of silence. And I think almost fittingly, the crowd's response was actually to applaud, just because of the impact that Willie Mays has had on this game. He was everybody's favorite player and one of the greatest in the history of baseball. And obviously in the Giant community, the impact was enormous.
He was my father's favorite baseball player when he was playing in the big leagues. And my father grew up loving Minnie Minoso because he's from Cuba, but once he got to the U.S., it was all Willie Mays. It was the way he not only hit, fielded, but ran the bases. Ran it understanding where the outfielders were. Didn't need a coach at third to let him know if he had to go home or not. He understood the arms. He was a savant on the bases. He was a savant in any position he played. And I remember in the All-Star game in Cincinnati when they greeted the best.
On the line, and a fair ball down the third baseline, and Bader is going to have himself another double.
In the same spot as well, right down the line. Twice against Assad. And to finish the story, we were having a conversation, and as soon as Willie Mays was going to be introduced at the All-Star game, my dad said, hold on a second. I have to go stand up and give him a standing ovation. I needed to see that. And it was a joy for me to see my hero, number 24, my father, in Cincinnati, cheer on his hero, number 24, Willie Mays.
We'll get a chance to talk with Bob Costas coming up about the Sandberg game and about Willie Mays. It's been documented as Lindor is plunked by Assad. So he'll take his base, and we'll see if there's anything to that. Tommy Hotomy, the pitching coach of the Cubs, will go out to the mound.
It's a Forrest Gump cutter.
That's the only thing. It's a cutter. It's not a four-seamer. He doesn't throw a four-seamer, but still a cutter, chasing straight in. And
where'd it get you, Forrest?
Upper hamstring.
Yes.
Keegan Thompson up and loosening in the pen. And just finishing the conversation on Willie Mays, I think the one other component, as an amazing player, he was larger than life, and he was kind of the main fixture, maybe the co-star to Mantle of the glory days of baseball, the 50s.
Yeah, the golden era, right, of New York baseball. Willie, Mickey, and the Duke Snyder. But when you, with the benefit of hindsight and advanced analytics now and sabermetrics, you look at Willie's career, wow.
Double Little steal. Both runners take off. And without a throw, Bader and Lindor advance, and now 2 are in scoring position.
And a great job by Francisco Lindor to follow Bader on this one. Bader takes off. Great jump. No need to throw to third.
So the infield comes in, and the pitch missing inside to Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo a homer his last time up. The Mets got a 2-run homer in the third from Lindor, and then Nimmo with a solo homer to follow. 3-0 Mets. We're at the top of the 5th. Infield in. And that pitch right there, that's the one, Coney. He just has not been able to hit it. And a couple of times Alex Tosi hasn't given it to him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's been very frustrating for Assad not to be able to negotiate that pitch because it's so important to his repertoire.
3 balls, no strikes. And that is in for a strike.
The other one wasn't close, but because he hasn't gotten the borderline ones, you could see the frustration in Assad.
And that is ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Julio Daniel Martinez. Okay, Craig Counsell out of the dugout. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. The Mets leading 3-0, looking for more here at Wrigley Field.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. I recommend Pronamel Active Shield because it actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
Your heart knows what it wants. So do your taste buds. Fall in love with new Haagen-Dazs Chocolate Cookie Crumble Bar. That's Dazs.
First half comes to an end. Forget Pompeii. We're talking about a meltdown of monumental proportions.
Come on, plenty of game left, Stephen A.
They always cook in the second half. You do not want this going to a game 7.
I don't know. Seeing these second half odds, I'm gonna live bet them to win.
Speaking of winning, I'm about to close this out right now. We're Stripes. I'm Stephen A, baby. I make my own rules.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With all the money I saved, I thought I'd buy stilts. Being so tall definitely has its advantages.
Oh, wow.
Here you go, kiddo.
Thanks.
Hi, honey. Ready to go? Yep. There it is. There it is. There we go. I guess it also has some disadvantages.
Yes, it does.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I have active psoriatic arthritis, but with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, count me in. Along with clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And it's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
There's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Javier Assad looking on, responsible for all 3 runners on base. He's given up 3 on 7 hits, every hit with 2 strikes. And he'll yield to Keegan Thompson and his 37% strikeout rate. First offering is in for a strike to JD Martinez. Martinez putting up big numbers again at 36 years old. Again, a 1-year, $12 million deal. And a little roller right side. Bush will pick it up, scramble to the bag, and steps on first. He gets Martinez, but on the play, a run scores, and it's 4-0.
RBI guys know how to bring them in no matter what, right? Right off the end of the bat.
Stop it.
I'm thinking from the pitcher's standpoint.
Stop it.
I'm feeling sorry for myself on the mound. You make a great pitch. Just hit it a little bit harder right at him, please. Just a cue ball.
I will throw you out of this booth with a nose for the RBI on that one. Goodness. I mean, I'm as much a JD Martinez guy as there is, but stop it.
How about Cody immediately going to feel bad for them?
I'm feeling sorry for myself on the mound right now.
There's Pete Alonso now, 0 for 2, and Pete has hit bullets both times. Second and third. And a little tapper. That's to Morel, who picks it up, fires to first. And a pretty good job of damage control by Keegan Thompson. Bob Costas, Hall of Fame broadcaster, will join us coming up.
If you have ugly yellow toe fungus, let me tell you about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. It's called Crystal Flush. It works from the inside and the outside. I mean, he tried everything. Nothing helped. His toes were nasty. Crystal Flush is the only thing that's worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. And you can try it risk-free. You have nothing to lose. Go check it out now. Go to crystalflush.com.
Clogged gutters can cause big problems fast. Until now. Call 833 Leaf Filter today for your free gutter inspection.
I've had terrible flooding problems on my porch. Now I understand why.
Right now, Leaf Filter is offering a free inspection on your schedule. Leaf Filter is a permanent gutter solution, so you never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again.
Call us today and schedule your free inspection.
To schedule your free inspection, call 833 Leaf Filter today or visit leaffilter.com.
First class of the day. And no charger? You're playing a dangerous game. But I guess battery death is just a part of battery life. You get used to it, grow numb to it.
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
I hate these chairs.
You'll get better when you're not blamed for a condition you can't control. You'll get better when your pain isn't minimized, dismissed, forgotten. We will never stop trying to get better. Because when medicine gets better, all of us can get better.
His last time up, Sandberg homered to tie it at 9 in the 9th. He's their tying run at the plate now in the 10th. He hits it to deep left center. Look out! Do you believe it? It's gone!
Welcome back, Wrigley Field. Around these parts, they call it the Sandberg game. And earlier today, Ryne Sandberg honored with a statue unveiled out on Gallagher Way, much to the delight of the fans and Cub players who were out in full effect. Bob Costas joining us here in the booth. David Cone, Eduardo Perez, and it's good to see you. You were just telling us off air that was the best regular season game you've ever seen.
You know, I really think so. I did one on the Baseball Network with Jim Cott about 5-6 years ago. Christian Vasquez won it with a 3-run homer to dead center at Fenway, and I think it was 11-10. And Austin Jackson made one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. I forget who the hitter was. Might have been Hanley Ramirez. Fell into the bullpen in right center. But somehow that game doesn't resonate because it wasn't the game of the week. And what younger fans don't understand is what the game of the week was in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s before the media landscape changed. If you lived in Montana, that was the one time in a given week you had a chance to see Johnny Bench face Fernando Valenzuela or whatever.
Oh, and Lindor able to grab that one. And a heck of a play as he steals a hit from Morel. Bob, tell me about being down there for the ceremony and what it was like in terms of the fans and the energy and just the moment.
The appreciation and the respect. You know, I look behind me and here were all the current Cub players up on the walkway watching the whole thing. What a beautiful sign of respect. And so many number 23 Cub jerseys here tonight and at the ceremony earlier. I'm bad at estimating crowd size, but there had to be about 5,000 people there just to watch people give speeches and the unveiling of the statue.
And again, a guy who, Bobby, was diagnosed with cancer in January, May 21st. He told everyone that a PET scan showed no detection of cancer. So the news is good for Ryne Sandberg at the moment.
Yeah, he looks well. He's feeling well. His whole family there. His grandchildren pushed the button that pulled the curtain back and unveiled the statue. Just so many little grace notes and lovely touches.
Yeah, and you're talking about a guy who, when we chatted with Craig Counsell pregame, we asked him about what he remembered of Ryne Sandberg. And Craig Counsell, who's a middle infielder, the first thing he said, and he played against Ryne Sandberg, he said, I don't understand how he's so big and as a second baseman hitting all those home runs, because that was back at a time when second basemen weren't really expected to hit with that power.
And isn't he second still to Jeff Kent for most career home runs by a second baseman?
Yeah, it's and again, you know, Joe Morgan, a guy that delivered power certainly with the Big Red Machine, but an outlier to be sure, and an amazing career, a Hall of Fame career for Ryne Sandberg.
You know, in that '84 season, he hit .314. He had 19 home runs, but he also had 19 triples. There are teams that won't have 19 triples in a season.
Well, this kid at the plate, Pete Crow Armstrong, certainly capable of hitting triples. Bob, also this past week we lost a legend, one of the greatest of all time, in Willie Mays, who passed at 93 on Tuesday. What did you make of, you know, just the impact of Willie on the game?
You know, and it was so poignant and poetic at the same time that it happened almost exactly as they were about to play the game at Rickwood Field, which was dedicated not just to the Negro Leagues, but to Willie Mays specifically. And so younger fans get to find out about what he meant. Baseball reference is important, but it doesn't do some players complete justice. You had to see Willie Mays play to really fully appreciate what he meant to the game.
Yeah, you were a guy who loved Mickey Mantle. There's an element of it, I don't know, to me, as someone that is a little younger, but in watching all of the history, it closes the chapter on the golden age of baseball with the passing, at least in terms of that he was such a huge living piece to the glory days.
Yeah, and the oldest living Hall of Famer at age 93. A couple of years ago, Henry Aaron gone. Mickey Mantle died at only 63. And I was lucky enough, just because of where I landed, I knew DiMaggio and Williams and Musial and interviewed them and can say they were my friends. Same thing with Willie, Hank, and Mickey.
Crow Armstrong fouling that one off. Yeah, so
just luck, just good luck.
Amazing. And the Giants were here at Wrigley Field. I told the story earlier. They asked for a moment of silence, and the crowd cheered.
Yes.
And it's just fitting because
just, you know, look at him. I said this, and I was on a few shows in the aftermath of his passing, and I said, look, if you took someone who'd never seen a baseball game to the ballpark, and Willie just went 0 for 4 and there was no chance to make a spectacular play, the eyes of that newbie to baseball would go to Willie Mays, just like they would go to Michael Jordan if he was having an off night. Just something magnetic about him. You couldn't miss it. The way he walked from the on-deck circle to the plate, or caught a routine fly ball and tossed it back to the infield. Just something distinctive and wonderful about Willie Mays. And there's a quick 1-2-3 inning which cut short our conversation.
Bob, you're the best. Thank you.
You know, I wish that Eduardo and Coney had not dominated this conversation the way they did. I find that deeply offensive.
From finding your peace to finding your pace. Relax and recharge around the world with Marriott Bonvoy.
What's this?
You made a list.
Non-negotiables.
Shirts perfectly pressed. Never repeat ingredients. Change menu every day.
Yikes.
Why are you doing this?
So they can see what we're capable of.
Who's they?
This is making me crazy.
Okay, I think that's going around.
FX's The Bear. All episodes streaming June 27th. Only on Hulu.
These are all keepers.
Store more, share more. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us and get a great deal on iPad and Apple Watch SE. Connect with AT&T.
Unique style, cutting-edge innovation, and thoughtful details inspired by you. This is the all-electric RZ. This is Lexus. Electrified.
Listen to every MLB game live.
The deep left center field, it is high, it is far, it is gone.
Stream minor league affiliates.
The Midwest League home run leader.
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. MLB At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
Deep left field, it's gonna go! Alvarez ties the game!
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Beautiful night for baseball here at Wrigley, and the Cubs and the Mets going at it. Sunday night baseball. The Mets have a 4-0 lead. Francisco Alvarez at the plate facing Keegan Thompson. That right there, that's like the Glenn Close shot from The Natural, right? Where she stands up.
Absolutely.
Those strikes to count.
Tell you what, later in the year in September, that sun shot that we just took right there, the Glenn Close shot, that affects the first baseman when the pitcher throws over to first. Right now in the middle of the summer, not yet.
Okay.
But in September, you're praying for the pitcher not to make that throw over.
2 balls, no strikes to count. Eddie, this kid is special. Francisco Alvarez is 22 years old, missed a huge chunk of time with a thumb injury. He's on the IL April 20th, got off June 11th. Coming into tonight, and now including tonight, he has 11 for his last 21 with 5 extra base hits.
Well, if I'm pitching to somebody with that style, Eduardo, no leg kick, so quick, so powerful, it's sort of like, wow, you better be careful. If you're going to come inside, you better get it in there.
Yeah, but his timing is with the right foot. He picks up the heel, puts it down, and then that's where it all starts, with the right heel. Puts it up, puts it down, and then it's go time. And he never lifts that left foot.
So strong, no wasted motion at all.
3-2. Yeah, that one up and in, and ball 4. So Keegan Thompson walks Alvarez. Folks, scan the QR code to get a free 12-ounce drip coffee at any Capital One Cafe. Get that during any MLB Mondays throughout the 2024 MLB season. I like coffee.
Go for a cup right now.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
DJ Stewart. And the pitch is in for a strike. Mets 4 and the Cubs nothing. Stewart a single his first time up. He's 1 out of 2. Mets 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Cubs 0-2 and 0. And there's a strike.
Guys, you know, one player who gets a lot of attention for his in-the-box swag is Juan Soto. Watching Francisco Alvarez, he's got a little bit of that going. Like, he is so confident. When he hit that rocket Michael Busch caught his last plate appearance, he's running to first base with the biggest grin on his face. Like, oh, you got me. That's fine. I'm going to get you next time.
Lined into right field. Bellinger will play it on a bounce and then fires to second to try and force Alvarez, but he's a little late. So it'll be a base hit.
Alvarez has had to make some tough decisions on the bases. First, he gets picked at third by Pete Crow Armstrong, and then right here, hanging breaking pitch. Stewart's able to get that base hit, and this time Alvarez hustles down to second and gets it. He's got to get a read right here. Okay, is he going to catch it? Wait a second. Wait. Yes, he is. Now hustle down, because Bellinger has a very good arm in right. He wants to talk to someone.
See the look on his face? He's like, again? Not again.
Two on, nobody out. Sweat soaked top for Alvarez out there at second.
This kid right here has done a lot of growing up in the last couple of years. Very good athlete. Saw him a couple years ago, and you can tell just by his body, he's strengthened up his body in a major way. What he's done in the offseason, he's put in the work, continues to do that. The fitness and overall maturity has really played, and now you add J.D. Martinez to this lineup and to this team, and the mental side of it is coming into fruition.
Swing and a miss, and Keegan Thompson gets Vientos. So one away, and it'll bring up Jeff McNeil.
Elevate up there, it's tough to catch up.
McNeil 0 for 2. Eduardo, what's going on with Jeff McNeil? I mean, a guy who's been an all-star twice. He won the batting title in 2022. I mean, he went from 2018 to 2022. He was hitting .307 over that basically 5-year stretch. And since, it's .254. Bounced up the middle. Swanson picks it up, steps on second, on to first, and it's a double play. Eddie will let you answer that when we come back. Somewhere Bob Costas is smiling.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer starts to get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2 is breaking records worldwide. It's critically acclaimed. And now it's the #1 movie in the world.
Yeah, sounds right.
Back to the game. Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2. Rated PG. Now playing only in theaters.
When you get all-you-can-eat boneless wings and fries at Buffalo Wild Wings, you create an infinite loop of boneless wings and fries with no beginning, no end. Just boneless wings and fries forever and ever until they are you and you are them. All-you-can-eat boneless wings for $19.99 on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Buy iPhone 12 with super fast 5G and a dual camera system. Then get real unlimited data on the Silver Unlimited plan for just $20 a month for a whole year. That's $300 in savings. Less dollars, more cents. Now with Straight Talk.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling than Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
True comfort can't be faked. Neither can our strawberries. Fall in love with new Haagen-Dazs New York Strawberry Cheesecake. That's Dazs.
Greetings happen.
Hi, cutie.
Yeah, that's not good happens. Huge things happen. Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
Sunday Night Baseball at ESPN, presented by Capital One, is brought to you by Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands and 10,000 global destinations. By Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket. And FX's The Bear, the Emmy Award-winning hit series, returns. All episodes streaming June 27th, only on Hulu.
Tell you what.
Can I just advocate real quick? I mean, like, if I'm not going to use this platform, I'd like just a walk-on role on The Bear.
It's phenomenal.
I love that show.
Phenomenal.
Amazing show. Just I think they're all White Sox, supposed to be White Sox fans in the show. But so they could just yell at me.
Yeah, they could bust on you, bring you on.
Be great.
The Cubs guy.
That show is magnificent. Great soundtrack. Holy cow, is it good. Speaking of holy cow, is it good? Luis Severino here tonight. He's got 8 strikeouts. Speaking with Jeremy Hefner, the Mets pitching coach, pregame, one of the things he said is, we're trying to get him to strike more people out. I mean, look, ultimately, you love the ground balls, but you don't want the ball in play quite that much. And in his past, he has struck people out. And it's happening here tonight. Check swing, did not go. And Jeremy Hefner admitted something to me in terms of just the overall mindset. He said, look, we're trying to strike everybody out. And if it doesn't end in a strikeout, we'd like a pop-up or something soft on the ground.
Well, that's the concept behind the two-seam fastball into righties. It's a pitch designed to jam, to get off the handle, to induce weak contact. But his fastball's led the way here. Over 70, around 75% strike rate with this both two-seam and four-seam.
Yeah, he's been excellent. Severino signed a 1-year deal with these Mets. 30 years old, native of the Dominican Republic. Pitch number 78 is hit to third. Vientos from the outfield grass. Long throw. Safe. And Amaya with an infield single.
Okay, so Mark Vientos right here. As soon as that ball hits dirt, he's got to come up and attack this baseball. He takes a step back. Right here, he hesitates. Goes back, and then now it's all arm with good speed coming out of the plate. No chance to be able to get it. Again, rule of thumb, ball hits dirt, you're third, you're in the infield. You have to charge unless it's a below average runner at the plate.
Mets lead 4-0. Nico Hoerner takes a strike. 0-1 on Hoerner, who's got one of the 3 Cub hits. Hoerner, Bellinger, and Amaya. 2 of the hits are infield singles, and the other just a little flare into right. First hitter of the game that Severino faced in Hoerner. Amaya stepping. All right, David Cone, I'm dying to know what just happened right there, because Miguel Amaya has no stolen bases. He's the catcher. He is going nowhere. Why are we throwing to first?
And sometimes that's to reset. Give yourself a little break. It's one of the ways that a pitcher can reset the clock, the pitch clock. Grab the rosin bag, take your time, regroup.
That man has been busy. And Hoerner gets clipped by that pitch, and he'll take his base. And Nico Hoerner leads the team. Hit for the 7th time.
Taking one for the team right there. Two-seam fastball running up and in. You got the arm guard on. Just take it.
2 strikes? Absolutely. Think about it twice, though, if you don't have that arm guard there.
It's something you're seeing more and more in terms of the rate of hit batters climbing. Bush takes inside. And a four-seamer at 97 to the left-hand hitter. Bush.
Michael Bush, that's the 4th pitch he's seen tonight. 3rd at bat.
And a guy who does take his walks. He's got a good idea to strike zone. Former first-round pick of the Dodgers out of North Carolina. The Cubs got him in January. Dodgers had some issues in terms of their 40-man roster, so they traded Yency Almonte and Michael Bush to the Cubs. He has settled in as their everyday guy at first. That's about that.
Boog, this is the crossroads situation for the Cubs that they've been facing since April 27th, where they have just struggled mightily. Last in the majors in batting average, last in the majors in slugging percentage when they get runners in scoring position. You know, you talk to people in the organization, they feel like, look, if the turnaround's going to come, it's got to start with this type of situation.
Ball. That one a little bit high. Yeah, when we talked to Craig Counsell about it, he said, look, we've been answering questions about runners in scoring position for 6 weeks. Nunez, the right-hander, getting loose.
There's runners in scoring position, and then there's nobody out, and you have runners in scoring position. So you need productive outs in this situation as well.
And that is in there, and Bush is gone, and a big strikeout for Severino, his 9th.
Just about when we're talking about strikeouts, Severino's throwing 98 miles an hour right there. And you can see that four-seamer just taking off, jumping into the glove right at the top of the zone.
Good, you said it, 9th, 4th looking, hitting the spots.
So to begin the season, they were first in the majors in OPS with runners in scoring position. Since they have been last, I don't know that there is a better way to demonstrate the randomness of hitting with men in scoring position. They didn't forget how to do it, right?
Right. Not at all.
Bellinger fouls one back, and it's 0-1.
And Boogan, you know this too. It's not just that they've struggled. They are so far behind any other team in how poorly they performed as they started the day. 33 points behind any other team in batting average in the situation. 40 points behind in slugging percentage.
Yeah, it's been bad. Bellinger scoops that one foul. And quickly 0-2 on Cody, who is 1 out of 2 with a single and a strikeout. Cody Bellinger was signed to a 1-year deal last year, really delivered. So Suzuki lurking in the on-deck circle. The Cubs signed him back 1 year plus a couple of options for this season. Bellinger has played first, he's played center, tonight playing right. A little dribbler foul, he got bounced up and hit, yeah, hit him in the face.
There's another changeup from Severino, and that's what'll happen when you get a hitter out in front, straight down. Oops.
Oh yeah. Tell you what, as an infielder here, you have to be careful. Runners at first and second. If he hits the ball hard, yes, you can get 2, but Bellinger is very fast down the line. Slow shot, just get 1 and don't throw it to first. Try to rush it, you can throw it away. That runner from second can score on the errant throw.
Yeah, he is basically their second fastest guy after Pete Crow Armstrong. And now Bellinger asks for time. Severino was having a little trouble hearing pitch count. We saw him cup his glove over his left ear. For Bellinger, he's got Amaya at second. Corner the runner at first. Mets lead it 4-0. Only 2 strikes to count. Bellinger back in. Severino fires. In the air, left field. Nimmo towards the stands. Oh, look at it. Nimmo going up against that pattern. I remember the Cubs won the World Series in 2016. That was the last year that the bullpens were still on the field. As Fabian ball boy gets out of the way down there. That one booted by that fan. So they added stands. That's Fabian down the third baseline. There's a brilliant ball boy down there. I mean, Gold Glove caliber.
Analytics.
His outs above average, probably as good as any ball boy in all of baseball.
How's the range?
Limited.
Should be. Pick up the stool and get out of the way.
That's right. Here's the pitch. Slash the other way. And again, for Bellinger last year, one of the things that he did so well, hitting with 2 strikes. And guys, he's taken this approach where he really shortens his swing and just kind of punches the ball.
Which is measurable now with the new bat tracking data. We can define that. long swings or short swings.
Fan hoping for a belly bomb. Fouled off the foot of Bellinger. I think Cody going for a new bat.
It's a painful at bat so far for Cody.
So Cody going to the on Derek circle. Folks, a reminder, get in on the live action and game-changing moments with ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets. If your first bet doesn't win, scan the QR code to download the app. Get started today. What a play. Mets lead at 4-0, but the Cubs threatening. Severino leaning over, listening in. Says yes to the sign. 2-2 on Bellinger. That one popped foul and out of play.
Severino's been all over that quadrant of the strike zone, the left-handed batters, in the upper 90s all night long. Good spoil from Bellinger there.
Coming will be pitch number 11, and you see Severino pushing the button on PitchCom on his belt. 2-2. And foul back. Quite a battle between these two. It'll be pitch number 12 coming up.
Oh, this is fun.
And listen to this crowd. They appreciate it. A Sunday night, gorgeous weather on the north side of Chicago. The Mets, the Cubs, 2 on, 1 out. And Severino steps off the backside of the rubber. And now he's going to bump up the volume on his PitchCom. You know, one of the things that I've learned in talking to the people about PitchCom, you hear the phrase PitchCom PitchCom doesn't malfunction. It's either not charged or the volume's down. That's what happens 98% of the time.
Or the crowd's too loud.
That's right.
So it's human error.
It's human error. You can't hack PitchCom. The system doesn't. It's just sometimes the fans get a little loud. Bellinger waits. Here comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. What a pitch for Severino after a long battle. A dozen pitches and Bellinger goes down on strikes. 12 pitches and Severino registers his 10th strikeout.
Potential climax of the game. How about this? Goes right after him. The race to strike 2. Gets it. 2 fastball. Changeup down. Another changeup. Hits it off his face. Sweeper. Fouled off. Spoiled again on the fastball. Just misses up and away. More gas down the middle. Slider. Another heater up again. Another slider square. And then up and away at 98. Right on by.
Foul tipped into the mid. Alvarez pumped up. 10 strikeouts. 99 pitches, and now Seiya Suzuki. Guys, we just saw something that you don't see very often in today's game of baseball, and that is the manager going out to the mound and not bringing the hook with him.
Exactly. I just assumed that was going to be it for Severino, but actually showing a little trust and faith in Luis Severino. And you know what? That sends a message. I like that. It sends a message not only to Severino, but to everybody else in the dugout and on the field.
Swing and a little broken back flare. Center field. Bader coming on and makes the catch. The Gold Glover tracks it down, and Severino pitches out of the jam. 6 shutout innings for the right-hander. 10 strikeouts. Sensational here tonight.
Alfred, I'm coming in. Thanks, Alfred.
Dad, how many times have I told you just download the app?
control your garage from anywhere. Download MyQ and get connected.
This is the greatest sleep innovation ever created. It's the patented GelFlex Grid inside every Purple mattress. Only Purple passes the raw egg test because only Purple cradles your body and simultaneously supports it. Memory foam doesn't come close. Purple conforms to relieve pressure from hips and shoulders while supporting your spine and instantly adapts no matter your position. Sleep on a Purple risk-free for 100 nights. Save up to $800 during our 4th of July sale. Visit purple.com or a store near you.
These new menu items at Panera are perfect 10s. They're also each under $10. More new sandwiches and salads, more in every bite, and more new options under $10. Enjoy free drinks all summer when you join Panera's Unlimited Sip Club today.
Reminder, bent finger appointment.
I don't want to wait or have surgery for my Dupuytren's contraction. I want a non-surgical treatment.
And if non-surgical treatment isn't offered?
I'll get a second opinion.
Take charge of your treatment. If you can't lay your hand flat, visit findahandspecialist.com to get started.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Luis Severino fired up. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts for the first time since 2022. Coincidentally, against the Cubs. Last 2 starts combined, just 3 total strikeouts. And there's the story. The guest, the Mets, leading 4-0. It'll go Bader, Lindor, and Nimmo. 9-1-2 against Keegan Thompson. And a pitch in for a strike to the New York native. Bader 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles and a pair of runs scored. Harrison Bader has a connection to Craig Counsell, and it's not he was the center fielder on the Cardinals playing against the Brewers manager, but he was at the University of Florida. He played in the Northwoods League in Wisconsin, and one of the things with that league, you'd stay with the host family, and Harrison Bader's host family, when he was playing in the summer at the University of Florida, for the Counsels.
Come on now.
Yeah.
He told me that was when Craig Counsell was working in the Brewers front office.
Yep.
And I said, did you pick his brain? He goes, no, I stayed away from that. And also, he said he was so young, he feels like he wouldn't even know what to ask.
Well, Bader's certainly figured it out. 3-1. Swing and a miss. There's a Bader signed a 1-year deal to help the Mets defensively. 1 year, $10 million. He's a New York City kid. He's played for both New York teams now. 3-2. And that one just misses down low. And ball 4. So Bader's been on base 3 times. And we're back with the best coverage in today's game. Let's take a look at Lindor's home run through the T-Mobile Multiview.
Outside cutter. 2 strikes. Trying to get him to freeze. Francisco Lindor had none of that. Tried to go back-to-back on cutters against Francisco Lindor. Just does not work. You can tell he is swinging a comfortable bat when he's able to drive the ball that way.
Keegan Thompson fires. And Lindor takes a strike. And one of the things for Lindor tonight is 76th game played, so he's played in every game for the Mets. And you consider for a moment, last year he played 160, the year before that 161. But there's got to be value in that, right? When your leader, your big guy is playing every single day. You think back to those Braves teams with Freddie Freeman setting the tone, Dansby Swanson.
Ooh, 100%. When you have your middle guy, your captain of the infield, he's staying present every day. In the game that he did not start, He actually had a walk-off hit in that game, and he was driving Carlos Mendoza crazy during the game. Like, come on, let me play. I want in. I want in. Okay, you want in? Go. And he ends up getting the game winner.
Let me play. Let me play. And a 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Lindor is down on strikes.
He gets him to chase up the ladder. But even when Lindor has struggled offensively throughout his Mets tenure, his defense has never slumped. He's still the elite shortstop in the game.
That's Keegan Thompson's second strikeout, both of them elevated.
Keegan Thompson battled some injuries. And also been up and down between AAA, but in 14 2/3 innings coming in, he has struck out 37% of the batters that he's faced. And the Cubs bullpen has been a soft spot in not a good way. Hey, look, it's Dave Matthews. Seriously?
Pretty cool.
Dave Matthews in the house. Oh my gosh. If only that guy knew. Somebody just tell him he's out in the bleachers. Dave's behind the plate.
Bring that beer to Dave Matthews.
Bring that beer to Dave Matthews.
And try the XL on the shirt.
Not the schmedium?
Not the schmedium, no.
We're here to help with Sunday Night Baseball. The 1-2. Brandon Nimmo has homered. He's also walked and grounded out.
Phone's ringing.
Phone's ringing. Take a picture of Dave Matthews. Dave is very far away. Cyclones fan there. Hilton Magic. Love it.
Ball.
We'll try to frame that last one upstairs. Alex Tosi not buying. So 2-2 now.
Brandon Nimmo not buying either.
Nimmo's hit in 9 in a row.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and the throw gets away. Bush will go to retrieve it. And Bader will move up on an error by Keegan Thompson.
This is what happens when you go standing up at first. You block the first baseman from trying to reach over to make the play.
Two. Nimmo knocks that one foul. Brandon Nimmo, first round pick of the Mets. In the air, left field, Happ back and makes the catch. Bader will tag and dive into third. All right, we got a winner-take-all Monday. The College World Series wraps up Game 3 between Tennessee and Texas A&M. It comes your way at 7 on ESPN, and then at 8 on ABC. The Panthers and the Oilers have a date for Lord Stanley's Cup. It's a pretty good night of sports coming up tomorrow night. ESPN and ABC. They ought to be out to the hill. Megan Thompson on.
This is pretty much a conversation, Coney, of you don't have to give in with JD Martinez, even though you do have Pete Alonso on deck.
Yeah, I mean, JD's been hot, but so has Pete. So that, the old proverbial pick your poison. But I think the key is know what you want to do early in the count. Make sure you're on the same page, how you're going to approach this. And if you do fall behind, what you're going to do.
Cubs have Tyson Miller up in their pen. As Martinez hacks at that first one and fouls it back. JD Martinez, a double, a ground out, and a ground out, and he's knocked in a run.
Martinez's last at bat, they pounded him in. First pitch, hard in again.
Mets lead 4-0. Martinez takes down and away. JD Martinez, that climb to elite level status began after he was released by the Astros in March of 2014. Tigers signed him 2 days later. Swing and a miss. Here's a funny part of the story. One of the guys in the room when JD Martinez was summoned and told that he was released, David Stearns was in that meeting as a young front office member with the Astros. Next pitch is inside.
Yeah, and I was with the Astros the year before when it was.
Well, they went catcher's interference here.
And that's something that JD Martinez is known for right there, the catcher's interference, especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's got one of the longest swings in all of baseball. There was a play earlier this year where Wilson Contreras ended up getting, the former Cub with the Cardinals, got his forearm fractured. So catcher's interference. It'll go as no at bat and an error on Miguel Amaya. And now Pete Alonso, runners at first and third.
Got to have scouting reports on batters and their swings,
yep,
how long it is, and certainly catchers that get closer.
Well, they do. They all keep getting closer in order to frame pitches. I mean, it's just a fact. The closer you get, the more you're going to steal strikes. And that pitch is upstairs. Back to just to finish up on JD Martinez. Talking about the impact that he's had on the Mets. Think about the impact on baseball, man. There's an element where the idea of catching the ball out front, hitting it in the air, kind of changed the way we talked about hitting a bit.
Yes, he talked about swinging on plane a lot, similar to what Ted Williams used to talk about. It's all about planes, and that's why he gets catcher's interference, because he tries to get the bat sort of what they call barrel depth, to get the swing started sooner, to get on plane and stay in the zone longer.
And the thing is, everybody talks about Robert Van Scorik, and with reason, because he helped JD actually take it to another level. But it all actually started with John Maley, who's now also with the Cubs again as the assistant hitting coach. He was the hitting coach for the Astros when he's like, okay, you have to get in one piece. That was the start of his transformation, leading to Robert Van Scorik, and then leading into that video that we see there.
And JD Martinez, one of the really the first guy to film BP. Greg Counsell out of the dugout, point to the pen, and we've got a pitching change here at Wrigley.
The Taco Bell Cravings Value Menu. 10 choices, each just $3 or less. Starring the 3-cheese chicken flatbread melt. Grilled chicken and gooey cheese snuggling up together in a pillowy flatbread. Get it on the Cravings Value Menu, only at Taco Bell.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. That you love stargazing, hate parallel parking, and occasionally your right foot gets a little heavy. The Lexus ES didn't begin in the studio, it began with you.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling than Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
I wanna go outside again. I wanna sit back with the windows down and
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
Looking for the perfect grill? Find yours at Ace, where the perfect grill comes with free assembly and delivery. Find a Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, or Blackstone, and get the one that's right for you. Only at your local Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Dude, you're looking ice cold.
You look ice cold, bro.
Guys, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming.
Let's do it.
There comes a day
when I'll be the one
you dream.
it's gonna
be Ray.
Dude, are you crying?
Give me that ooey gooey, crispy, crunchy, mouth watering. Give me that beefy, meaty, grilly, dilly, pickle poppin'. Give me that burger, sauce and toss and Papa John's. Better get you some cheesy burger pizza at Papa John's.
They'll look from the left field bleachers. Pitching change here at Wrigley, and the Mets lead it 4-0. John Sciambi, David Cone, and Eduardo Perez. Buster Olney with us as well. Tyson Miller will take over. Miller, whose season began with the Mariners, done pretty good work for the Cubs.
Ball.
Cubs bullpen beat up Adbert Alzolay on the IL. He started the year as their closer. A guy that they haven't had very much, Julian Merriweather, is also on the shelf, and he was a crucial part of their pen last year. Swing and a miss from Alvarez.
This is where Alvarez has become really good at adjusting in the middle of an at-bat. Tried to pull, he takes a step back, and now he's going to try to think more right center field.
Mets with the bases loaded without the aid of a hit. 2 outs. And a 1-1. Popped up. Amaya will toss the mask. And it found ground, makes the catch. Alvarez retired, and the Mets leave him loaded. Time to stretch at Wrigley, and the Mets are on top 4-0.
Are you joking? You're joking. Tell me you're joking.
It's a little early for jokes, but here goes. This muffin goes on vacation. What's happening? You said joking 3 times. That's why I'm here. Anyway, this muffin.
Well, I was just excited about my new car.
New car? Oh, you don't need a joke. You need a Jake. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent can help you choose the coverage you need.
All right, I got a show, so.
You forgot your toothbrush, Jimmy Fallon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm not only losing my sight, but my time to enjoy it. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, so I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause an eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. Severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye can occur. Most common eye side effects were cataract and broken blood vessels.
Open up your world with Vabysmo.
Also approved for diabetic macular edema and RVO. Ask your doctor.
Tonight, in your spacious La Quinta suite, your eyes could use a break after a long day of seeing, things. But hey, free waffles always make you forget. Because at La Quinta, we work as hard as you do. So that tonight, you can be the agent of destruction. We get it. You've been building connections all day. Go ahead, demolish that personal record. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine.
Folks, the 2024 MLB All-Star Ballot presented by Build Submarines is now open. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote to get your favorite players to the All-Star game. Pete Alonso. Maybe. And Detniel Nunez delivers a pitch outside. .40% strikeout rate for the Mets in terms of their pitching staff. Overall, 11th in the National League out of 15 teams in overall ERA, but the bullpen's been pretty solid. 6th best, 11th in all of baseball. Nunez gets hacked to foul it back, 1-2.
How about that news for the Mets that we heard today? Kodai Senga throwing off a mound. At some point, he's going to get lined up to start working the hitters. Maybe minor league rehabilitation assignment off in the distance. They're not committing to anything, but that would be a big step.
Hack grounds one through the left side between Vientos and Lindor, and the leadoff man is on for the Cubs. And between innings, take me out to the ball game, and the stretch sung by the Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg. Rhino with his whole family, his kids, grandkids. Christopher Morel takes outside. They've had Ryne Sandberg's number 23 curved into the grass.
Well, this place is just magical. I know you get to work here, Boog, so you know sometimes when you're around the place all the time, maybe you take it for granted, maybe you don't, but this is pure magic.
It's amazing. And you look at this field, they do a magnificent job keeping it in shape. The groundskeeper is Kevin Kiermaier's big brother, Dan Kiermaier.
That is awesome.
So great. But I tell you what, this playing surface, I mean, guys, back in the day, I would say there was a big distinction place to place what playing surfaces were like. But this has turned into an elite playing surface. And in the hot summer, they keep it in great shape, and especially early when it's cold. That one drilled center field. Morel puts a charge into one. Bader back. Gone! Christopher Morel with a homer. He homered yesterday and homers again today. And the Cubs within a couple. Morel, number 15.
So this is the first year that we determined bat speed, right? And Christopher Morel is an elite bat speed guy. You see the exit velocity on the top of your screen, but this is a fastball middle up in the zone, and that bat head is in and out of the zone quickly. Man, that is some pop. Christopher Morel, once he gets hot, that's good news for the Cubs and bad news for the opponents.
A 420 to dead center off of Morel's bat.
Celebrating his 25th birthday a day early. He'll turn 25 tomorrow, Christopher Morel. Jeremy Hefner out to talk to Detniel Nunez. Morel, guys, one of the things, he'd been in a really tough stretch going into yesterday when he went 2 for 4 with that homer. His previous 35, he hit 161. But you look at some of the peripheral numbers. His strikeout rate was way down to 21.5%. The walk rate is up. And the Cubs and Craig Counsell specifically were being patient. It just felt like it would happen. And it looks like it's starting to. Reed Garrett up. And the count 1-1 on Dansby Swanson. Swanson 0 for 2. No, that's a strike. I beg your pardon. So 0-2.
Yeah, they appealed.
Hammery. Swanson stays alive. Mets have been red hot in the month of June. The Cubs looking for some offense here in the month of June. 0-2. That is outside as Swanson lays off.
You go back to 1988, it was the Mets who played the first night game here at Wrigley Field. It wasn't that long ago. They started playing night games in 1988.
1-2. On the ground, softly hit. McNeil will gobble it up. And Swanson retired. With one out and the base is empty to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. 0 for 2 in this one. He's made a couple of sparkling defensive plays. One with his arm and one with his glove. Super fast, and a guy who was originally drafted in the first round by the Mets in 2020. He went to the Cubs in a Javi Baez trade. And now it's 0-2 as Nunez paints the edge with a four-seam fastball. Beautiful sky here tonight at Wrigley.
It's coming around that time, maybe in the next 15 to 20 minutes, where the infielders have to help the outfielders on anything hit up in the sky.
Here's the 0-2. Tap foul.
One of the toughest outfields to play in, and one of the biggest reasons is because it's the only outfield that does not have lights behind it. Lights actually stop down the lines. No lights whatsoever from foul pole to foul pole.
So it is not backlit.
I remember at the beginning when Jimmy Edmonds was playing center field, I was in right at one time, and he's like, you cannot take your eyes off of it. And do not assume that the center fielder or any other position player has and sees the ball from the get-go.
Pete Crow Armstrong takes a pitch out of the zone, and it's 3-2. So one out, base is empty. The Cubs have cut the Mets lead in half. It's 4-2, and the crowd coming to life. 3-2. You mentioned the lighting 2 years ago. They actually upgraded the lighting at Wrigley, stronger, more efficient bulbs, because the fact that it's not backlit makes it a little harder for hitters, harder for outfielders. They put a more modern lighting system in. Pete Crow Armstrong down on strikes. That one down and in, and a big strikeout for Nunez. Nasty pitch, and he missed that by a lot. As we take a look at that pitch with the K-Zone 3D Plus, brought to you by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball.
You can see by the spin axis, almost straight over the top with the spin, leads to that drop, five inches more than average.
God, Coney, I love when you talk spin axis, you know.
Love the axis. I mean, I spent my whole life spinning a baseball. Now we actually can measure it.
Yeah.
In slow motion with tremendous high-speed cameras.
Bounce to third. Vientos on to first. Amaya retired. Morel hits the homer. We'll head to the 8th. It's a 4-2 game.
I'm a beep, and I bumbled my way into your car. buzz. But this hive isn't big enough for the both of us. Boo!
Oh, wow, what a buzzkill. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage,
Paying for this could really sting. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem, like me.
Hey, you seeing this?
Wait, where's the dish?
There ain't one.
You're telling me you can get DirecTV, the good stuff, and you don't need a satellite dish? Oh, I used to love doing my business on those things.
You're one sick pigeon. Them dishes kept the rain off our beaks.
We just have different priorities, is all.
Satellite-free DirecTV. Never thought I'd see the day.
Well, our lifespans are quite short.
Stream DirecTV without a satellite dish.
I'm gonna do this thing with my neck, just for a bit.
Once upon a time, there was an infinity. Meticulously crafted to stir your imagination. And dare you to dream. Luxurious, three-row dreams. Where everything, for every passenger, could be just right. Introducing the all-new three-row Infiniti QX80.
So we're going to play a little one-word game. I'm going to mention a teammate and a one word, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
All right.
All right? Lindor.
El líder.
Alonso.
Polar beer.
Nemo.
The best guy. The best guy in the world.
JD Martinez.
The best hitter I never see.
Vientos.
My boy.
Edwin Diaz.
El Sugar.
Francisco Alvarez.
Francisco Alvarez. Everybody here is the best.
Te quiero, papá.
Gracias.
Well, that kid has the makings of being a star. 22 years old. And, you know, guys, it's not like they didn't see it coming from this standpoint. He was signed in 2018. They gave him $2.7 million. So, like, he was scouted, and they said, this kid's going to be really good. And it looks like he's really good.
Buck Showalter, his former manager here with the Mets, said that when he first saw him, Francisco Alvarez, he looked at his toes and he says, man, have you seen his toes? He's like, no, he's got muscles in his toes. That's how strong he is.
Here's the tattoo, the best. It's just nice and basic. It's like somebody got, remember the old felt tip pens? It's like somebody got loose with a red felt tip pen. Right?
When he was sleeping on the bus.
Yeah, that's it. Tyrone Taylor going on strikes. Here's Vientos. What a job by Luis Severino tonight. Here's a nugget. Luis Severino, the fourth pitcher to throw 10 strikeouts in a game with both the Yankees and the Mets, joining Al Leiter, Orlando Hernandez, and
Seaver, John Matlack, Sid Fernandez.
I'm looking for me. That's what I'm looking for. From you.
Bobby Ojeda.
I was looking for you to just blurt
Bobby
out
Ojeda.
me. Tony, can I do that again? And you just will you play the role for me?
Okay, I'll play the role.
Okay.
Rewind.
Luis Severino, the fourth pitcher to throw 10 strikeouts in a game, with both the Yankees and the Mets joining Orlando Hernandez, Al Leiter, and
me.
That's David Cone, everyone. That's cracked center field. Pete Crow Armstrong will just turn and watch it go. Oh boy, a titanic shot to center field. Out there by the cameraman. Look out. over the batter's eye. Vientos all over one. His 7th, and the Mets get a run back. It is now 5-2. Whoa!
The sound, that right there is scary good. I mean, scary good. And this is what the Mets see in Mark Vientos. He knew it. Look at the right here. Stays true to the swing. The head stays still. Only going to get better. And I think the company that he's around, I've said it before and I'll say it again, JD Martinez is going to make a difference with that kid.
Tommy, were you scared? Were you scared? You were a little scared, were you? Hi, Kent. Oh, boy. Tommy and I used to work together, I think, in baseball.
Here we go. 109.3 miles per hour.
Wow.
With the perfect launch angle of 28 degrees. Ball.
Yeah, perfect. What, somewhere 25 to 30 is in that range?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's just perfect right there. If the wind would have been blowing in, he would have turned the wind around.
3-1 now on Jeff McNeil, who is 0 for 3. Mets 5, Cubs 2. By the way, guys, that was a home run at all 30 ballparks.
Yes.
That's a note for you. Line caught at first. Bush corrals that one.
Well, when you got the cameramen ducking in dead central,
yeah,
that's a long way. 451 feet away.
I saw a flinch. He did flinch.
Picture perfect swing from Vientos, and the Mets lead at 5-2. 2 outs, and Bader taking a pitch for a ball.
He's finally getting a chance to play, his Vientos.
Yep.
And just kind of learning on the job defensively, as we saw earlier at third base. The bat plays.
Popped up right center field. Bellinger will make the catch. And that is out number 3.
Vientos. In English, wind. Let's go.
Do you need more space? You need a General Steel building system. Text JET to 59583 to start designing your customized space. That's JET to 59583 for same-day pricing on your personalized steel building system. Text JET to 59583 before prices go up.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. With our groundbreaking ELEMAX technology, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. At X-Chair, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. I recommend Carpe. It's a game changer.
Carpe is up to 3 times stronger than a regular strength antiperspirant. Try it today at mycarpe.com with limited time free shipping.
This Friday, stay quiet, stay alive. A Quiet Place Day 1, rated PG-13. Get tickets now.
Sorry, party's canceled. Waiting on the cable internet guy.
First, I had cable, but those cords weren't me. So he switched to T-Mobile home internet with 5G. What a feeling! I have Wi-Fi now. I need home internet from T-Mobile to fulfill my life.
Get home internet from T-Mobile now, just $50 a month.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Allstate, you're in good hands. And DirecTV, now stream DirecTV satellite free. Mark Vientos setting one almost off a satellite. And a look from center field, right near Murphy's bleachers. The Harry Carey statue. Nico Hoerner fouls one off. New pitcher for the Mets is the righty Reed Garrett.
It's a good looking smile there by Vientos posing.
And OMG, the new third baseman is Jose Iglesias.
Candelita.
Popped up, corner. Look at this sky, by the way. Just the pink, and there's still some natural light reflecting off the buildings in right center. Yeah, there's the pink hue in the corner and a little bit of the cotton candy there. Absolutely perfect night for baseball. Wrigley Field here in Chicago, and a big day for the Cubs as they unveiled the statue for Ryne Sandberg on the 40th anniversary of, as they call it, the Sandberg game. Extra inning game the Cubs won. Sandberg knocked in 7 and hit 2 homers. What else happened in that game?
Willie McGee hit for the cycle. Ozzie Smith was unbelievable as always in short. There were so many things going on. Bruce Sutter coming in the 7th inning. He hits 2 home runs off Sutter. Lee Smith was in the game for a few innings as well.
You know I love the cycle.
Oh, yes, you do.
3-2. And that is in there, and no argument from Hoerner. He's been punching on something else. Garrett freezes him. A strikeout. There's one away here in the bottom of the 8th.
And another thing that I noticed in that game, Bob Dernier should have struck out before Sandberg hit the home run, but Porter behind the plate botched the baseball, and it was not called strike 3. Instead, ball 4.
That one ripped down the line. Fair ball. And that one towards the corner. Bush racing for second. And Michael Bush will stop there.
Fans wanted him to go to third, and he's like, nope, 5-2 game, no need to. Spinner up in the zone, and Michael Bush has been their most consistent hitter all season long, keeping this one fair. Fans know this ballpark. They know you see a lot of triples down that line, but smartly he stays at second.
As mentioned, leads them among position players in WAR. Shota Imanaga overall the top man and wins above replacement for the Cubs as Bellinger swings and misses. Nothing in 1 on Cody, who's 1 for 3. That's 5 Cubs, 2 bottom 8. Jon Sciambi, David Cone, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney. A nasty splitter right there. Quickly, nothing in 2. Softly on the ground to the right side. McNeil handles the chance. 2 away and a man at third. Folks, Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, proving how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow at Playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Or the gram, as the kids call it. They still call it? No? IG? in for a strike to Seiya Suzuki, who is 0 for 3. Both of these teams have struggled holding leads late. The Mets bullpen ERA is very good, but they've caught games up. Obviously, Diaz had a stretch where he struggled. Edwin Diaz getting loose.
The guy on the mound here, Garrett's got good stuff. That splitter's dropping off the table, up to 97 on the top end.
By the way, have you guys fans of 2 Live Crew at all?
Sure.
Yes. Right? How about Uncle Luke right behind the plate, too? Look at this slider right here. Just pick it.
Wow.
With a runner on third.
That's his only chance to use his hands, especially on one knee.
There he is. Luther Campbell, Uncle Luke.
I feel like we're going to get fined for just thinking about one of those.
You see the 1 foot of silence we have there? No.
Can't sing that one. Can't sing that one. The FCC listening intent. 2-2 on Seiya Suzuki. That's popped foul.
Coming out of spring training, I thought Seiya Suzuki was going to have a monster season. One of the great spring training.
Yeah, he was phenomenal in spring training. He was great the first 2 weeks of the season, and that's coming off a finish to last year that was unbelievable.
It was great.
And then the injury came. I mean, the Cubs frankly thought that they had a monster on their hands after that early start, then went on the IL after an injury in the middle of April. It's gotten better lately. 2-2. In the air, right center field. And the catch is made by Taylor. We'll head to the ninth.
I always knew I wanted to pursue a career in music. And throughout that path, I've eaten Taco Bell. It allows me to free up money and time to do what I love to do. I can then spread as much joy as I can on the dance floor and be visual representation for others so that they believe they can pursue their dreams as well.
Everybody be asking me, man, does the Blue Chew actually work?
Bro, you get a month for free.
It's free.
Why are you asking me and not finding out for yourself? The first month is free. Go get you some chewables, man, all right?
Ice cold Mike's, please.
Was this guy's day hard enough for a Mike's Hard Lemonade, Hank?
I don't know. Was it?
Hard days deserve a hard lemonade.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and the knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold.
What straps gold to a rocket and hurtles it into space? Boring does.
Boring makes vacations happen.
Early retirement's possible.
And startups start up.
Because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want from your bank. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has been brilliantly boring, so you can be happily fulfilled. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
All right, I'm Scott Van Pelt, getting set for SportsCenter. We'll have live reaction from Wrigley, talk to one of the players of the game. Also, it is a busy Sunday. We got Tennessee forcing the Game 3 in the College World Series. Angel and Caitlin going at it. The U.S. debut as well in Copa America. We got a Game 7 tomorrow night in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll talk to Ray Ferraro about that. Big day in sports, and we will bring it to you when this game is done. Back to Wrigley. Boog, Eduardo, David Cohn.
Scotty, thank you. And Francisco Lindor. There's big Luke Little. See the numbers. Big guy throws hard. Walks have been a problem for him. Last year, he pitched at A, AA, AAA, and made it all the way to the majors. And he is a good-sized human. 6'8". They list him at 220. It's probably a little under. He wears size 17 shoes. And I discovered recently, you know where he gets his spikes? eBay. So let's just do the public service announcement and say, Aaron Judge, if you're watching, hook a kid up with some spikes, size 17s. They don't make them. I'm serious. He gets his spikes on eBay.
He's got Adidas on.
Got Adidas spikes on eBay.
I'm going to call out the Adidas guy then. Let's go. Charlie Stobbs, where are you?
It's hard to find size 17. And look, for me, I'm size 15 guy. It's hard.
Not only is he a size 17, but you can still see his socks on it, so he's a wide 17.
Bounced foul. That's Mike Sarbaugh doing the coaching down there. That's lead at 5-2. Yeah, you could look how you can see his.
He's such a lefty. It's a wide foot.
So they're already breaking his pitching toes, dragging on by the rubber.
I mean,
he's got no pitching toe on there.
Help him out. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. And Little gets the punch out of Lindor.
Pitchers, our feet take a beating. Watch, when you release the ball, you drag that toe.
He's got some size behind his.
Yeah, it won't be long before that shoe breaks loose. So a lot of times you see a tough toe for pitchers, like a little hard rubber piece right there on the toe for exactly what we just showed you, the dragging that takes place.
But size 17 spikes not freely available.
Just imagine Jack Caglione, who we spoke about earlier.
Yeah,
it's a size 19.
Wow, I did not know that. Cleveland, by the way, the Guardians have the first pick in the draft. See where Caglione goes. Is there any chance that he goes and pitches?
I think right now they're focusing maybe just on the hitting. The velocity went down, but then again, Kevin O'Sullivan, the head coach for Florida, said that the reason was it was tired.
Yeah.
But he was at 98, 99 earlier in the season from the left side in the College World Series, touched 90.
3-1 to Nimmo. That's in for a strike. 3-2. Brandon Nimmo with a home run earlier tonight. Extended his hit streak to 9 in a row. This is a guy with a lifetime on base percentage of .378. He is a tough guy to get out. And that pitch on the outside corner. And Nimmo is gone. Folks, the MLB app is your place for live baseball, real-time highlights, and pitch-by-pitch updates. Faster than ever, get personalized highlights, reels based on players you follow every single day. Personalized highlight reels, yeah. So download the MLB app today, because you get reels and anyway. Strike one on JD Martinez. Bounce to short. Swanson takes it in. Throw to first. Did Charles Barkley just say he needs size 17 golf shoes?
Yes, he did.
All right, well, somebody sent Charles some golf shoes. Let's go.
All new Subway wraps are packed with delicious ingredients and a pillowy lavash wrap. Finally, a refreshing lunch that tastes amazing.
Perfect for pro athletes like me, right?
Can I finish? Try all new wraps from Subway today.
After a long night of bringing home the bacon, there's nothing wrong with a nice, smoky nightcap. After all, it's 5 a.m. somewhere. Hormel Black Label Bacon.
Buy iPhone 12 with super fast 5G and a dual camera system. Then get real unlimited data on the Silver Unlimited plan for just $20 a month for a whole year. That's $300 in savings. Less dollars, more sense. Now with Straight Talk.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
They say you're better safe than sorry. But they say a lot of things. In 1953, they said our whiskey recipe tasted perfectly fine, so we burned it and made something better. Maker's Mark. Make your mark.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like our fresh, never frozen dough made from 6 simple ingredients. And our dough can save you dough. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. Order now on the app from Papa John's.
I can't believe you corporate types are still calling each other rock stars.
You're a rock star.
We're all rock stars.
Ooh, look at my data-driven insights. I'm a rock star.
Great job putting finance and HR on one platform with Workday.
Thank you! Guys, can you keep it down? I'm working.
You people are...
Hand over the air guitar.
I've got another one.
Back here at Wrigley, Carlos Mendoza coming out because Edwin Diaz has just been ejected. Vic Carapazza there between Diaz and Mendoza. He's the crew chief. They inspected him for the sticky stuff and didn't like what they found. And he has just been thrown out of this game. So Diaz comes on, will not throw a pitch, has been tossed. And now the Mets will have to go to a different reliever. So he comes in. Brian Walsh inspecting and calling Vic Carapazza, the third base umpire, over. And then Adam Hammery over.
You can see immediately he's in trouble, just by the look and the reaction of the umpires. Diaz pleading his case to no avail.
Man. So Edwin Diaz, their closer, ejected and will face suspension as they check Drew Smith. Man, it's hard to believe at this point that guys could get caught. I mean, especially when you know as the closer they're gonna check you.
Yeah, and see, that's the part that's really interesting. There are cameras also in the bullpens, and I'm very surprised right now.
So Drew Smith taking his warm-up tosses. Let's see. Now, again, to be clear, when you look at the pitcher's mound, there are 2 rosin bags out there, right? Here's the examination of his right hand. It's Vic Carapazza. And they just put it up on the Jumbotron. Mets pitcher Edwin Diaz has been ejected from tonight's game. I would like to editorially say that I think that they should do that more frequently to let people know there's a look at it. But out on the mound, there's a rosin bag, but there's also Pelican grip, right? So there's a sticky substance. I don't know how much you can get on your hand with what is, see, there you go, there's the bat wax. So that's what pitchers are allowed to use.
Yes. Well, immediately when he came in, his hand was checked, and that was the first red flag. But his fingers were too sticky, obviously, and then they went to the glove, found sticky on the glove too as well, which was above and beyond what they felt was normal, and they made the call. And universally, all the umpires got together.
Yep.
And there was a consensus and a quick judgment.
It was really interesting that actually Edwin took the glove with him. They gave him the glove back. So I don't know if there was anything in the glove or not, because usually they take the glove. They did not take the glove. He took it on in, but it was what was on his hand.
Yeah, so that's second base umpire Brian Walsh, who initially inspected him. He called for Vic Carapazza, the crew chief, who's at third, and then they called over to Adam Hammery, the first base umpire. So Edwin Diaz not going to get a chance to close it out. He's been ejected for a foreign substance on his hand, on his glove, possibly. Carlos Mendoza going with Drew Smith to try and close this one out. Smith this year, a 3.18 ERA. He has struck out 29% of the batters that he's faced. Walks have been a little bit of a problem. Walks have been a problem for this Mets staff. They lead the majors in walk rate. Scheduled for the Cubs, it'll be Happ, Morel, and Swanson. And there's a look at that right hand. I mean, there's obviously something on there. I was simply pointing out, could you get it to look like that with rosin and
yes, you can.
Pelican grip?
Absolutely, you can. Rosin has residual on it. Definitely can make your fingers discolored like that.
And Vic Carapazza says, see you later. So Drew Smith on. I didn't get to use my good Edwin Diaz nugget that was on the PitchCom. Edwin Diaz, they have a button. You play the video game Mortal Kombat, and the line "Finish him." They have a button for Edwin Diaz with 2 strikes that they'll push. Finish him.
Oh,
yeah,
a sticky subject.
So Drew Smith getting all the time that he needs. Fans hanging out. We get ready for the bottom of the 9th. The Mets 5, the Cubs 2. The Mets in this one have gotten homers from Lindor, Nimmo, and Vientos. And the Vientos shot was a titanic blast to center field. Morel is going deep for the Cubs. You see the win probability right now for the Cubs at about 3%. Morel due to hit second in this inning. So a delay due to the ejection of Edwin Diaz.
So if you're a Met fan right now, is this like a here we go again with when it comes to how are we going to close out this game? How are we going to get 3 outs? Because they've seen the struggles early on when it comes to closing out games.
I would say that these two fan bases, in my experience, have some similarities in terms of being a tad fatalistic. So my guess is for Met fans, yes, there is an element of the Met fans knowing that they've blown some leads late. Diaz not available. Meanwhile, for the Cub fans, the hope is that they can rally from a 3-run deficit. First things first, Drew Smith ready to work. Ian Happ at the plate. Here we go, bottom 9. And the ball popped up into right field. Taylor. And there is out number 1. Well, Ian Happ trying to ambush Drew Smith. Fly out to right. And there's one away with the bases empty. And here comes Christopher Morel. Reminder, next Sunday will be in Baltimore for the Rangers and the Orioles.
The way I see it is 2 outs away from the Mets celebrating the OMG song in that clubhouse.
Smith ready. The 1-0. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Drew Smith ready and fires. That one bending outside a slider. One and 2. And now even up. Christopher Morel has been in a major funk. His final at bat on Friday. They came up with a bloop double and 2 hits yesterday. Next pitch misses, and now it's filled up 3-2. Crowd urging on Morel. 1 out, bases empty. And that is in there. Got him looking. Smith freezes Morel, and that is out number 2.
It kind of lulled him to sleep with all the sliders, and then, okay, here it is, right down the middle. Last thing he was looking for.
Tell you what, give a lot of credit to Francisco Alvarez behind the plate. It's called a really good game, and he continues to do so for the staff.
Pitch to Swanson, bounces in there. Ball 1 to Dansby Swanson, who's 0 for 3. For the Mets in this one, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. For the Cubs, 2, 6, and 2. Time call. Jeremy Hefner coming out. And I think we'll bring the trainer as well. There's Mendoza out there.
He's been stretching his arm, shaking it and stretching it. Well, this will count as an official trainer's visit to check on the well-being of the player.
See the concern of Francisco Lindor right there.
Mound. And waves Alvarez out.
It's really interesting. They didn't have him throw a ball or anything.
Yeah.
Usually see a pitcher after maybe throw 1 or 2. I think even Dansby Swanson was waiting for him to throw 1 and 2.
So a couple of his sliders have been really short and in the dirt.
Yeah. Ball to strike. 2 outs. Bases clear. The Mets an out away from a series win. And a swing and a miss. He went with the cutter. One and 2 to count. Here it comes. Swanson fouls it away. Dansby Swanson, his season's gotten off to a sluggish start. Cubs prior to last year signed him to that mega 7-year contract. Good year last year, won the Gold Glove again. 1 and 2. Grounded up the middle and a base hit. And Swanson keeps the game alive. So a 2-out single. And Carlos Mendoza right out of the dugout makes the point to the pen. And we're going to have another pitching change.
Boog, I'm going to have to go there. 40 years ago to the date, right? It was the Cubs who were down against the Cardinals, and the inning extended on Ryan Sandberg not once but twice.
So Drew Smith out of the game. And the Cub fans hoping for a rally. Another pitching change. Diaz ejected. Smith removed. And Jake Diekman will be summoned to try and get the final out of this game. The veteran left-hander on following Diaz and Smith. And again, this is where it started with the second base umpire Brian Walsh. Brought in Vic Carapazza from third, Adam Hammery from first. You can see Carapazza shaking his hand. And eventually, Vic Carapazza said, "You got to go."
It's a tough judgment call for umpires, but when they feel that it's excessive, that's when they have to make that judgment call, and they all universally were together on that particular call.
And it's interesting because closers get checked before the inning because of the impact of late in game. So he had not thrown a pitch yet in the game. And sometimes you see umpires tell them, "Go wash your hands."
We will hear what the umpire's report is after the game, and they will tell us exactly what they saw, what they felt.
And a reminder coming up, Sports Center with SVP. What a night tomorrow night. Game 3 of the College World Series on ESPN comes your way at 7 Eastern, Tennessee and Texas A&M, and on ABC at 8 Eastern, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, the Oilers and the Panthers. And with Jake Wisdom on the Jake Diekman on the mound, Patrick Wisdom will pinch hit.
Alvarez has got a little equipment problem now too.
It's all going on. Diekman saying, "You know what? I'm going to retime my spikes." I don't know what size Jake Diekman spikes are.
Yes.
You want an update on the other spikes though?
Yeah, let's go.
Well, they have 2 pair waiting for his agent to call, and they will be sent.
Who will they call?
Adidas.
Oh, all right.
They're taking care of it. Charlie Staub's coming through.
Pitch in for a strike to the pinch hitter, Patrick Wisdom. Wisdom, a guy with big time power. Diekman, check swing, appeal to first, he won it. Adam Hamry on the call. And quickly it's 0-2, and Wisdom will step out.
Tough start to the at-bat. First pitch is above the zone, gets the call. That one on the check swing goes against him as well.
Cubs down to their final strike. 2 outs here, bottom 9. Mets 5, Cubs 2. Diekman. And that is on the inside corner, ball game. And the Mets won it. 5-2 the final. So from Diaz to Smith to Diekman, and the Mets with the best record in the month of June. They have won 13 of 19.
Well, the pitch is in the zone. I think it's the way Alvarez caught it that really kind of fooled Wisdom and made him upset. But the old at bat certainly was a bit unfortunate for him. But you could see Alvarez caught that a little funny, but it was in the zone.
By the way, well umpired game behind the plate.
Alex Tosi, our plate umpire. 5-2 the final for David Cone, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, and our entire outstanding crew. I'm John Shambi. A reminder, next week, the Rangers and the Orioles from Camden Yards on Sunday Night Baseball. Your final here, the Mets 5, the Cubs 2. So long from Wrigley Field Sports Center with SVP right now. Scotty, it is all yours.